Psych. You know what it is. I'm back, and y'all better know it.
Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
I'm playing with.
I'm like, well, what's going on?
It's a blooper. Start the show, Easy.
SoundCloud music.
You don't know how to act.
All right, we're gonna start the show.
Oh, I thought we started. That's why I wasn't laughing.
No, that was a blooper.
Right. That's why I was quiet too.
That was a blooper.
Oh, Kawhi.
All right. Oh, he's the green one. All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. And y'all know what it is.
It's showtime.
All right, let's get right into it, man. All right, and welcome back to the place where nothing is safe. This is episode 160 of the Jig Is Up podcast. You know me. I'm your host, yours, Marco, and I'm with...
It's your guy, Easy.
It's your girl, Miss Nessa, a.k.a. Blasian Mommy.
And we got a friend of the show, self-published author, poet, educator, Mr. Ronald Preston Clark, back in here. What's up, family? How you doing?
What's good? I almost feel bad that I don't have a nickname, so we just gonna rock with Ronald Preston Clark for today.
RCP? Are you down with RCP? Yeah, you know me.
That's not the order of the words, though.
Oh, dang, that's right.
RCP, you just making shit up.
I fucked up. I am rusty.
My birth certificate disagrees with you.
Damn. I know. Ronald was like, stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
That's stupid.
We need that not to be as prepared as that was. This was not rehearsed.
Nah, this is all improv, man. This is how we get down, man.
Yeah, it's like those people that you talk to and they have a gift ready for like every situation. And I'm like, how was that already prepared, sir? Like, how did you know that was about to occur?
I'm like kind of like the Black Batman of podcasting. Or the light-skinned T'Challa, either or, man. That's how it goes down.
Light-skinned T'Challa. Goodness gracious.
All right,
Beige
man.
Panther.
Yeah, the Beige Panther, man.
That laugh is priceless.
Oh, man. All right, man. Unfortunately, another guest couldn't be here with us, but maybe we'll catch him on the flip side. I just got to have some announcements. Friday, actually, Comic-Con is coming this week. And I am booked. I actually feel important, kind of.
Hey,
I will.
You are, my friend. That
yeah,
you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there being a panelist for the Heroes at the Mic panel for Comic-Con at the Central Library, 4 p.m. If you have a pass, a badge, and if you're attending, you know that's like all the same thing. Pull up, man.
For real, little humble flex. Go ahead with your bad self.
Yeah, just a little bit, just the fruits of my labor. You know, get to talk about podcasting amongst my geeks out there. You know, either we're gonna agree, disagree, but ultimately we're all there for one purpose. That's to talk about podcasting and our love for pop culture. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So and what else? August 13th through the 16th, I will be in Orlando, Florida for the podcast movement. So I'm willing to link up and meet up with other podcasters, network, get some things going on over there. And then, of course, August 25th, all of us will be there at the Fair at 44 for Barberfest, and we'll be podcasting live, giving you play-by-play for every fade that's caught in the Barberfest, along with parts tapers, mohawks, double edge ups if you back in the day if you
Double edge up.
hey man, some people want to live
It is not 2001.
hey,
Bay Vista apartment.
Whoa. Cuts in your eyebrows.
yeah, the whole Soldier Boy look,
That's when it was like as soon as you saw somebody with that haircut, you were like, you have a 2.2. You weren't allowed to have over a 2.5 with that freaking haircut. As soon as you walked in, you failed.
What if you had a 2.8? Was he just setting new standards?
Yeah, you would be like the Dundada of all dudes with that edge up. You can have it. You can't I don't think you're allowed on the set with a double edge up and a 2.8. Like I don't think you're allowed.
That's hilarious. Well, the owner or the founder of it, he will be handing out backpacks for the kids and school supplies as well. And if you want to know more information about it, contact K Cuts Barbershop for more information at 619-582-5889. And if you also want to compete, go ahead and check out his website at sdbarberfest.com. And also, we will have a meet and greet, so you guys can meet and greet us, take some pictures if we're that important to you guys, and maybe you'll be on the podcast too. So, no further ado.
Maybe possible merch.
Possible merch? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
You gotta show up to find out.
I got
Yeah,
the
man.
Michael Jackson moonwalking Thriller shoes. Nigga.
We just doing it for the kids. The jig love the kids.
He's like,
I can't get over all these prepared sound effects. Freaking epic.
Right.
I need these all on my phone. Like people just be talking to me in the middle of a conversation. Like,
Right.
All right. Well, like I usually start off the show. First of all, I just want to give you guys a shout out. I've been gone. I've been out of the States for 2 weeks.
2 whole episodes.
Two whole episodes without me.
you know your ass was down the street.
He was down under.
Down under the damn street.
Green screening your pictures and shit.
This dude walked around the building.
Nigga
for the
blue
last
screen
2
around the house like, yeah, I'm at the upper house, dude.
You walked around the building for the
Nigga, that's some great CGI.
That's some stellar Photoshop.
That's some
There's
CG.
I
That's some
think there's a
CGY.
thing.
So basically, I'm like Nick Fury at the end of Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yep.
Mother.
Yep.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
Well,
Don't bring that one up.
All right.
I just saw Spider-Verse like two
I seen it.
I think it was pulling the ultimate IG flex.
My brother.
Spoilers without context, bro. All
Those are
right.
still spoilers though, because now I'm just gonna be looking for the context. He was like, "Oh, I didn't ruin it for you." Yes, you did, because I'm gonna be thinking about what you said instead of paying attention to this raggedy ass movie.
And this is a man of a literary art, so he's gonna pay attention to the context clues.
Context, man, subtext, bro.
All that
Read between them damn lines.
in between the lines. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's weekend?
It's cool, man. So far,
Cool.
yeah. I'm breathing.
Breathing. Come on, man. It gotta be more. It gotta be more than just breathing, man.
It definitely is. I just like to say that.
He's breathing and he's drinking water, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
very exciting over here to my left.
Oh yeah.
I'm a young Aang trying to come up in the world.
I feel
I
you,
have my
man.
air and my water. I just need some fire and some earth.
Then you be the last airbender. You be the Avatar. You have it all.
Or you be Captain Planet.
Oh, he just
Actually, I need some
need to
heart,
get
too, though.
Yeah, you need heart. And people try to, and you know what's funny? How people try to downplay heart.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is like the worst one.
Yeah, the weakest
Subjectively,
one.
it's the worst one. But it's kind of like he can make animals to do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Heart was raggedy. Like
I mean, the name of it was
That was
kind of
the
raggedy.
worst- that was the worst
But even
read
say
ever.
heart, it's like if I say
You might-
heart
you
and
might
I
as
have
well
a
say-
dog sick on you, then
That's-
I'm like,
that shit might as well have said wind, water, bitch. Like that. That should have been the last one.
damn, you gonna play Haji like that? Oh no.
Haji, yeah.
What's his
That's a real
name?
thing. There's a,
Oh.
it's sorry to
It's a
go
real
back
thing?
to it's a real thing. It's called Fake a Vacation. Like people pay and there's
Why?
like different like packages and stuff and then they
Wow.
like fake
Oh.
your pictures just to post
Okay.
it for Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
Yeah,
just
98% of the people who use that are white.
Damn.
that's
yeah,
just confirmed
so-
with us that people fake their vacations. And shit.
Yeah.
That's something from
Fraud,
the
it's a fraud, it's a fraud.
You know, if they
What
be
the
scrolling
hell?
down, they be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?"
Yeah, that's something from the Caucasus Mountains.
Right.
Oh my god.
Caucasoids. Shout outs to the Caucasoids out there.
Oh
Why?
my goodness.
Because, not all of them were terrible. Some of them are cool,
About 12% are okay.
Yeah, some of them might be listening, man. Some Caucasoids got me on here.
Hey,
so,
the Caucasoids that are listening right now, you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Good people. Just tell your brethren that they need to stop.
Yeah,
As long as they not over there fucking people's food up in New Orleans.
Special ingredients.
The special order.
Yeah, bodily fluid ingredients.
Yeah,
50%.
All this food licking needs to stop.
Oh yeah, the food liquor. Yo, this dude spat in the fucking Arizona gallon. Like, what the fuck is up with that? Yeah, the dude and his whole face was showing and everything, and he spat inside of a Arizona gallon.
What was he first
Hold
of
up,
all?
man. I drink Arizona.
Shit, he looked mulatto. I ain't gonna lie, man.
As long as he don't claim our side, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
He ain't got a choice. They already gonna put it on him.
Exactly.
This is also true.
Right.
He's like, come here, boy.
One drop rule.
Bring half your ass here.
I only focus on the left side.
Oh my god.
Strong side. Left side.
Flex your butt cheeks so I can see which one's stronger.
What the fuck?
God. Hey, Dave Chappelle.
Man,
Live your nuts.
what's up with you, Nas? Oh, you finished with your weekend?
Yeah.
What's up with you, Nas? How was your weekend?
My weekend was chill. Drove a little lift for some Pride action, but
Pride action, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
But the highlight of the week, I should say, not necessarily the weekend, was the Sony tour that we took our teens to. It could have been much better. I'm not going to say why it wasn't, but it was dope.
Why not? Let the world know. Or all the folks that's listening to it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Some things are safe when it comes to my job.
Hey,
Hey, gotta stay employed.
you got to.
I mean, some people think cucumber tastes better pickle.
Right. Dave Chappelle.
Huh?
How bizarre.
Oh man,
We ain't gonna get clipped for that.
Hey, better not.
I guess.
yeah, it's just like, come on.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I forgot to mention. How rude of me. Congratulations to Fresh, the homie Fresh, Antoine, and
Miss
Miss Minnie.
Yes.
I don't want to say her name, but Miss Minnie. I'm just gonna say Miss Minnie and Fresh.
Congratulations. Come on, A-Dub?
Yeah.
That was a good wedding.
Yeah, they got married.
From what I see from afar.
Yeah.
Did you go?
I went to the reception. I didn't go to the actual wedding.
Okay.
Oh, you a nigga. I'm going to the party person.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I try. I try sometimes.
That's some gangster stuff. It's funny as an adult, like our parties are wedding receptions. Like I don't go to the club. I don't go out like that. My part, the one time, two or three times a year that I actually get the boogie is at a wedding reception.
Yeah.
As long as you playing our generation's music,
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I'll be in the club looking lost nowadays.
I don't have kneecaps, so I used to be able to dance with a girl for like 25 straight songs. Now you get 2.5 and a wobble. That's about it.
Man, that's Washingtonville right there. Right. When you hit your 30s, welcome to Washingtonville. That's what I told Presto when he's celebrating his 30th. I was like, yeah.
That's another thing we did.
You crossed the border.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here.
Happy birthday to Presto. Happy belated. We celebrated his birthday recently. That's I guess that's a part of my highlight of my weekend.
Yeah.
That's the best male vocalist in San Diego. It's not even close.
Oof.
That boy got pipes, and he can write it. And he can write his tail off. That dude is talented.
Yeah.
So I was. You said Pride action.
Yeah. No crazy stories.
No crazy stories.
So anything to speak on the trip?
No, actually, I walked out feeling very inspired. Bill is funny. Bill Walton. Shout out to him. He's
Bill Walton? Bill Walton?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, pretty much, just a quick backstory. Last year, we had an event with my teens, and that was the first time I can honestly say I shot my shot, but not in that sense, but just on some business stuff. And pretty much wanted to link with him, and he's linked with Sony. So he set up a tour for us. It took a year for it to happen because he's a very busy man. But yeah, he definitely made it happen. And it was just dope because, I mean, I'll tell you guys the details later. But, you know, he was going around saying what's up. And he doesn't give handshakes. He gives fist bumps. And then
that's more sanitary.
And then he goes by me. He's just like, oh, I remember you. He's like, oh, Vanessa and my other coworker. And he's like, oh, and they're like, oh yeah, da da da. He's like, oh, that's my boss. That's my boss. Like in front of my boss and my boss's boss. So I was like, you know, over there. And he like, it was just dope. And he's a people person. He wants to know everybody's name. So the whole time he's like, what's your name again? What's your name again? So he forgot everybody's name. He had to ask him like 30 million times except for me and my coworker. So we felt pretty important. It was dope, but it was very inspiring. Talking to the president and COO of Sony, who we also met last year, but our kids got to speak with him, and he was very insightful, and yeah, I just was like, damn, I need to get my life together. So I walked out inspired. If the kids didn't, I did.
Did Bill Walton at any point say, throw it down, big man?
No.
You grew up with NBA on NBC. Right.
Throw it down.
Throw it down, big man. Man, that dude was, I didn't know what a hyperbole was until I started listening to him talk about basketball. I'm like, bruh, if you make one more hyperbolic statement, like, he made people seem like they were like the greatest person of all time. Like, if he saw me play basketball, you're the next Muggsy Bogues. I'm like, bruh, no, I'm not, dude. Like, Muggsy's ball handling skills are at a way higher level than mine are. I'm a shooter. Right. You're not making this correlation properly.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He seems like he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is. And at the end, he was just like, "Oh yeah, after this, I'm leaving, going to the ESPYs and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, like nothing." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, we're going back to work. We're going back to work and go on about our day.
Well, at least you know him on a first name basis. Shit, I don't know.
That's what's up. I don't know.
I can't be
a Hall of Fame basketball player,
Bill.
Hall of Famer like that on a first name basis.
He was like, "Oh, if you guys need to get in touch with me, talk to Vanessa and blah blah blah." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." Yep, but he doesn't like to be called anything but Bill. So if you met him, he's just like, first name, like, call me Bill.
Don't get a Bill.
Wallington. I can't do that.
All right. What's up with you, Ronald? Man, what's going on since the last time we talked?
Shoot. Since the last time we talked, we haven't had that kind of time. But I'm just real blessed, still black.
Yeah, that's not changing.
Yeah, finishing. I walked already, but I'm finishing at get my master's at the University of San Diego in education. Also getting my teaching credential in English. So doing all of that type of stuff. We've sold about a little over 550 copies of Vinny a Love Letter, which is what I came here to talk about last time. It's just been really interesting. I'm just on a real like personal journey and just in a lot of regards and just trying to make sure I don't have any toxic energy around me before, I make my next moves. And it's just been in a real positive space and just working towards trying to give men of color, particularly black men, more space to be emotionally expressive and to be able to have safe spaces where we can speak amongst each other and not feel like we're showing weakness in those regards, and it's just been real powerful. Like, I mean, just like last week or two. I think last week I just posted one sentence that I just said, "Fellas, when was the last time you cried?" on my page, and the floodgates opened, and all the homies were just on there like, "Yo, it was here," and I was just asking cats how they was feeling, and like some women came on there. I was like, "Yo, I've never seen anything like this." I'm like, "That's because y'all don't think we have feelings." And so it was a really powerful space to be in, and I'm just really I'm just enjoying just being, which is a really awesome thing to do where you're just present all the time. And then the NBA season, off season's freaking nuts right now, so I'm really excited. Awesome. But it just it always feels good just to be able to just exist at a high level. And not feel like, even when stuff happens, I finally reached that point of, like, even when things happen, I'm expecting certain things to happen, but now I've learned how to react to those things. Instead of it being like, why is this happening? It's like, no, it's going to happen. Now, how do you adjust? And so that's kind of the mental space I'm in right now. This is the only part of this that I'm going to be deep. because I literally came over here because I want to get into shenanigans. I
Hey,
haven't had a shenanigan moment in quite some time. I've been in a real serious space.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come over here so I can
Get your jokes off.
act a plum ass fool. So,
Oh yeah, you know.
so I'm looking forward
Hey,
to
this is the perfect place.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a perfect place. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you: have you read was that "Cry Like a Man" by Jason Wilson?
I've heard of it, but I haven't read it yet because it was when I was doing kind of the background on Vinny.
Yeah, his book came out around the time you were out.
Seeing who else was tackling toxic masculinity and positive masculinity and emotional expressiveness amongst men and things of that nature. His book was mentioned to me as something I should check out. It was just beautiful just to see that there was multiple men out here who were actually tackling the topic. Because I've had young men and I've had men and boys come back to me talking about the book and saying how like it allowed them to really like open themselves up to certain spaces and to certain conversations they weren't having. I actually had a book club at East Mesa. For those that don't know, that's a re-entry facility for men who are getting ready to get out of jail. And they had 20 men read my book and had a book club on it. Nice. And I actually went down there and got to talk to them and speak to them and stuff. And it was really interesting because I've been trying to get the book into the juvenile hall system. And so now that I have these men as references for what the book did for them, then all we got to do is get it to the boys so they don't have to end up at that spot. And it was really cool because I'm sitting there and I'm with these men and they're all, decked out in, jail attire, I guess you could call it. And I don't know if you want to call it a uniform, but like one of the men was like, yeah, I thought your book was autobiographical. And I was like, oh, where? He was like, yeah, so I thought I wasn't going to like you. I was like, why? He was like, why? I was like, why? He was like, yo, because Vinny was just pissing me off the whole book. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. And he was like, yeah, so I thought I wasn't gonna like you, but you seem cool. And I was like, I bet. But
right,
and then one man was like, it made him want to improve the emotional relationship he has with his kids, especially once he gets out. Made him examine that a little bit because. One thing I'm learning about the book is just like there's something for everybody in it. Like I got 8th grade Latinas reading it. I got 60-year-old white dudes reading it. Like it's just this whole spectrum of people. And the beauty of art and the beauty of writing as a whole is like I can't control how you experience the book. All I can do is write it. And so once I've written it, I can hand it out to y'all three, and y'all will go back to your homes or whatever, and you read it, and all three of y'all gonna come home, gonna come back with different perspective, different, different feelings or whatever. And my favorite part is when somebody tells me something I didn't know I did, or like I didn't know was a piece of the book. Like I think I know what I wrote, but I don't really know what I wrote. You know what I mean? So it's been really dope. I just like my biggest dream over the next like 2-3 years. I just want to get it into somebody's hands who considers it to be film worthy. Yeah. I do have a screenwriter friend who's really, really dope who was reading it, and he said because of the nature of how it's written, he couldn't really see how it could be done. So I'm actually working on. We're actually going to do a short film of 2 chapters.
I was thinking more of like a short stories.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah,
kind of like a Black Mirror.
Not
too episodic.
Not with this. It wouldn't be like that. Even though this last season of Black Mirror was the fuck. like I only watched the first episode.
Striking Vipers,
that was all I needed.
Vipers,
I'm not even
Striking Vipers.
I'm not even a video game dude.
Don't do that.
I was like, bruh, like I'm still sitting here watching it. You know when you just have the fuck face like the whole time you're watching something? Yeah. And but I couldn't turn away. I was like, why is this a thing? But I understand it caused like a lot of intriguing conversation. Yeah. The best part about it for me was girls like coming to, like, oh, so that's why you play video games. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. Like you can't play video games with your homies anymore.
That's literally not the reason. Like, not even possible.
Not even at the slightest.
Yeah, and it's funny because you call like as soon as you watch and when you start watching it, like you call it before it even goes down. Like when you're watching the episode, it's like they gonna find a way to like do some like digital fucking thing. Like it's like, and then it was a Chinese dude and a Chinese girl. It was just like it's the most Street Fighter random like.
Yep.
This is not what Sega Genesis was talking about when they came out with this game. This was not their goal.
Well, since we're in that realm, MEZ wanted to talk about this. Since Comic-Con is around the corner, it's race swapping fictional characters deemed as whack in order to, fill the void of representation for other races, especially blacks.
Nice segue, by the way.
Take it away. The floor is yours. That's what you want to talk about.
I just wanted to hear everybody's views on it because, I sent you that video. What was the guy's name?
Eric July. I see him on Twitter. He's a very he's very outspoken when it comes to politics. That's where I saw him. He have political debates with people who are liberals, like especially with him and Talib Kweli. They were going back and forth. So that's how I figure out who he was. So. Yeah.
But yeah, he's also a comic book enthusiast.
Yeah.
So he does videos on YouTube talking about, well, actually there's one video he's talking about how
tokenized, right?
Yeah.
That's the term that he used.
He has several videos on tokenizing characters in the Marvel Universe or
the MCU.
In the MCU, because he talked about the comic books too.
Yeah.
Like when he goes in on Nick Fury, he's a tokenized character. He,
originally played by David Hasselhoff, who was a white guy.
Yeah.
You get that? Mm-hmm.
And he tried to say that character was based off of Samuel Jackson, which is not true. The character was
Ultimate Nick Fury been black before the movie even came out.
Long before the movie came out. So I had my gripe with that. I was like, dude, you supposed to be this comic book enthusiast. Do your homework, bro. He's he only, I guess he only has favorites for the black characters. So whenever there's a situation like, for example, Falcon becoming Captain America, he has a problem with that. Oh, they tokenizing him. He should have left him as Falcon on his own. And I'm kind of like, I'm not against them, adding characters or like if a character that was initially the superhero,
so basically
ends their run and then they have somebody else to take the mantle.
Yeah,
like I get what he means by if they take a character and change their whole color and all that. Like I get that,
or gender,
or gender.
Like, does he know the definition of the word token?
I don't think so.
Because the way you're using it right now, based off of what he's saying, he doesn't know the definition of the word token.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out myself.
Token is putting someone specifically based off of their race, gender, nationality, whatever, into a space that they don't necessarily belong, but you want to be able to claim that whatever they're representing belongs there. So for you to change the race of a character to something else, that's not tokenism. That's something completely different. He might want to pick up a dictionary first before he's continue. I already don't like him just off of what you're telling me right now, and I don't even know who the dude is. But like, if you're going to use the word, shots all the way fired. But, fuck Jay-Z. But anyways,
right.
That sounded like the beginning of Ether. But
for sure,
I wrote an Ether letter earlier to this dude, so I'm in an Ether mode.
Oh, man. All right.
It's like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm 5'6", light skin, moderately attractive. Folks be coming for me. I'm like, bro, like it's 0 to 100. Like I don't have a middle ground. Like I'm always on 0 because I don't like how I look at 100. But bruh, if you step to me one more time, it's going down. And I'm not even a dude who was like really like in Southeast like that. I lived in Southeast, but I wasn't like of Southeast. But I do got Southeast tendencies. And I got goons, so
okay.
I got goons in rooms. You know what I'm saying? He don't want it with me, bro. He really don't. Okay, we almost out of bullets.
Right.
Nah, I got rounds.
He said I got rounds.
I got rounds, man. There's something about them gunshots. When people go in, they just they get a little more excited. That's hilarious. Get more hype.
Well, I don't know if you watched the video, Marco, but did you have anything to speak on?
Okay. I mean, because I can see where he's coming from, and I'm pretty sure he's well aware of how corporations going to work. Now in the ever changing, evolving society that we're living in right now, there are comic book fans of you know, they look like us. There's comic book fans of Asian descent, Hispanic descent, and they want to see themselves in these pages, even more so in the video games and in the movies. Like for the longest time, after I watched Black Panther, I was like, cool, but you know, I'm not like caping for any other races, but I do want to see, Jamie Reyes, Blue Beetle. I want to see that version of Blue Beetle to be in the next DC movie. I want to see, who else? They had Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider in Shield.
Yep.
You know, they've
Agents
been doing
of
that.
S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah.
I remember Michelle Rodriguez had a little blowback about it. It was like, oh, they're trying to change races. Like, obviously, there's a Hispanic Green Lantern chick, but hey, if you don't want the part, bitch, I mean, you can give it to someone else who will gladly take it. But you know, there are like people who are very, very traditional, and I understand people like, why is Tessa Thompson being Valkyrie? And you know, it's, you know, people who's like, well, you know, I understand the point where white, you know, Caucasians will be like, hey, why can't Black Panther just be white then? You know, he could be South white. But I understand what see, like he's ready to go up. He's ready to go up.
No, it's not even that though. It's because it goes back to
or make Blade white.
Because it goes back to the conversation that's centered around Ariel and the selection of that beautiful young lady for the live action. Yeah, Holly Bailey. And so it's this notion of if the race or nationality of the character is central to the actual character story, then you can't change the race. Because if you change Mulan to somebody else, then she's no longer Mulan. If you change Pocahontas to somebody else, she's no longer Pocahontas. And so when the nationality or the race is tied to the actual character itself, then you can't change. Ariel's a damn fish. She could be white, yellow, green. It don't matter.
And the fact that she was in the Caribbean.
Her best friend's a Jamaican crab. Well, she's in the damn Caribbean. Right. So it's like, for one, all those people are people of color anyway. So, why people want to be oppressed so badly.
Oh, the Oppression Olympics, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, they're not even invited to the Oppression Olympics. Like, they're not even here. They're not even in the
You're
race.
not qualified.
You're not even in the, you're not, that's the one time you're not qualified for this. And so it's like, I don't understand how, like, oh, we'll just make Black Panther something different. Then he's no longer Black Panther. Like, that takes away from his actual character itself. Like, and that's what cracks me up about, like, you know, like with James Bond and like all these different characters. Like, it's not centered around their race. And so unless it's centered around, unless the character is centered around a race, and then you switch it, then there's a problem. So that's the only criteria.
See, I can see where Caucasians will have their gripes about, you know, Asgardians, because normally that is Norse mythology.
Yeah, the whitest of white.
Scandinavians, Vikings, like that you can't get any Caucasus Mountain.
They made Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra, so they don't get to say anything to us forever. And by the way, Jesus is black, so we don't want to have that conversation though. Like, I mean, Lawrence, what's the dude?
Yeah,
Lawrence Olivier completely went blackface for a freaking role. Like,
and what was that? Because I just want to keep it within the spectrum of comics. I
want to say this. He spoke
the Ancient One. Did he ever speak on Tilda Swinton playing as the Ancient One in Doctor Strange?
No, I don't think so. Well, I didn't come across a video.
He didn't speak on that, and he didn't speak. He sparingly spoke on Will Smith playing as Deadshot, even though he's a Marvel fan. Deadshot's a traditionally white character, but you got Will Smith playing as him. That's a Hollywood move.
And I wanted to say Killer Croc.
Killer Croc.
Watching BET Uncut. Yeah. Like, they made him black character,
doing stereotypical black caricatures of himself. So, you know, who else?
I mean, some people think cucumber tastes better pickle.
You know, pretty much, man. You got to make it spicy. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think what really bothered me was when he was talking about Miles Morales.
Oh, that character's amazing.
Okay, so my thing is like, you know, there's a little inconsistency about his last name. I could see his last name being Morales, but his dad's black and the mom's Puerto Rican. So like, is Morales is his middle name? You know what I mean? Like, when I watch Into the Spider-Verse, it's like his dad has a different last name, and like, is he named after his mom? Like, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna leave that alone. But
That's
no.
That's
Miles
like a Shonda
Morales.
Rhimes move, or like because to me, it wouldn't have had the same impact as a character if he would have had the Latinx first name and the
Like Hector Johnson.
and the more Eurocentric last name.
Yeah.
By flipping it, by giving him the Miles, it gave it more of a Eurocentricity that allowed for white folks not to feel like they were doing something wrong by being supportive of it.
Yeah.
So I think, even though I do completely, because I just watched Spider-Verse 2 days ago, and I was like, why is his mom the Latinx person and his dad's the black dude, but his last name is Morales? But I also think Latinx women are real gangsters, so she might have told him like, "Yo, she about to have my last name."
She was like, "Fuck your patriarchy, all right?"
And he was like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yeah, his last name Morales too. Then.
Yo, that's some semi-progressive shit right there.
Yeah, that really is. If you really think about it, like he's probably
like,
gonna have.
He's like, man, fuck patriarchy, all right,
He's
cool.
gonna have two last names, like Miles Morales Johnson.
Can we agree on that?
Can we agree on that?
But it's really cool seeing an Afro Latino like character. Like that's such a dope representation.
And for the most part, Miles Morales has been he's been accepted from the fans, from the traditional fans and the new fans. I can't really say the same about Riri Williams. Riri Williams is, she's the new Iron Man, black woman. And
y'all know way more about this information than I do.
Oh yeah,
I'm learning a lot right now. 'Cause I don't know who the hell y'all talking about.
I mean, it's just like you deal with that dichotomy of like, should we stay progressive and like, because they made Miss Marvel like a Muslim woman, they made her like a Pakistani Muslim woman. It's like they want representation, but at the same time, traditional comic book readers is like, yo, you're fucking up like the characters that we grew up in love with. Yeah. And even like secondary characters are turning black. You had Iris West, who's Barry Allen, the Flash's girlfriend. She's black. In the TV show, she's played by Candace Patton.
So I have a question. I have a question for you. As somebody who reads and follows, traditional comic books, would you be perfectly fine with everything staying the status quo?
If everything stayed the status quo, it wouldn't bother me. And if they change it, I'll get used to it. And then I'm like, but if it works, because sometimes I think, because I could go with both sides. I could go with the comic book readers, and also I could see what Hollywood's trying to do. And sometimes Hollywood just like, yo, she's the better actress. Fuck it.
I mean, because honestly, dude, like especially after the success of Black Panther, which is top 10 all time international grossing film. And it's the top non-Avengers MCU film. It's green talks. Yeah. So you're gonna see more and more, because when they realize, like, when we see ourselves, like, we come out in swarms. Like, it's like, folks was having Black Panther parties, renting out whole theaters and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
White folks ain't doing that for Spider-Man. Like, they ain't doing that for Iron Man.
They'll do that for Lord of the Rings. They'll do that for Game of Thrones.
That's more on like a cult feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even
Star
really,
Wars.
But to be able to, but they realize, like, if we give them something to see themselves in, they're going to come out and they're going to spend their money, because the irony of it all is that we're the biggest consumer race in the whole country. Yeah. And yet it takes forever for them to actually like see us, and we have to come out and really give them the business in order for them to recognize just how, because what's interesting about Hollywood is that the dirty little secret of Hollywood is that black films make their money back. The difference is that black films hardly have high budgets, so it's not difficult in order to do so. So like when you think about all of our classic films like The Wood or Love Jones and stuff, all those were made with like between 3.5 and 8 million. Like they weren't like huge budgets. The biggest budget from that like era was Love and Basketball, and that was 25 million. And the main reason for that was because they had to go overseas for part of the film. And so but like that was the reason why Tyler Perry was making all that money, was because even though he was coming out with garbage, he wasn't spending a whole lot of money on the films. They were filming them in like 16 days, and so first weekend they already were making their money back. Yeah. And so like with white films, there's more of a boom or bust because they put more money behind those films because they're expecting them to do well. But it finally has reached a point because movies cost so much to go to, you actually have to be good. Yeah. Because I'm not wasting $14 on a whack movie. One, I will walk out. Like, I will get my money back, and this will pay for something else. But it's put us in a space of we're less likely to give a movie a try. You know what I'm saying? Like a shot. I'm like, no, you have to actually look like you're about to be absolutely freaking amazing for me to show up, because otherwise I'm gonna wait for you to show up on Netflix, I'm gonna wait for you to show up on Redbox, and most of us have big enough TVs nowadays to where like the whole going to a theater thing is not that big of a deal. Like, I'll go to the homie's house who got a wall size TV and call this a motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying?
You got the wall. If you got the wall right now, you are a baller. And I remember when I was in Australia, I saw an 8K TV. It's probably like the clearest shit I ever seen. I had to adjust my eyes, like, yo, is my eyesight fucked up compared to what I'm watching right now on this TV? This shit is amazing.
Yeah, I seen that at Sony. We got to see the behind the scenes stuff too. So I was like, this shit's crazy. I was gonna say too, that Eric July guy. What do you think about the point that he was saying that instead of changing the gender or the race or
create new characters instead of using established characters and then race swapping established characters?
Man, you just Chris Carter'd her. That's what he be doing. Nick Wright be in the middle of a thigh and he just finishes it. Like Chris, bro, like, take it easy. You're on 3rd Street.
Take it easy. But I get what you're saying with that.
Do you guys agree with that, or?
In a business setting, it's very, very difficult to introduce new characters that people could fully invest themselves in and fall in love and do something. The last time, I'm not even speaking on like a character of a different race. The last character that was beloved by fans that became popular was Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn wasn't even from the comics. She was directly from Batman, the animated series. Yeah. They plugged her in because they felt that the Joker needed someone to talk to, get his frustrations out on about Batman. So they felt like, yo, let's get this chick who talks like Lucy Duvall and in a court jester, in the more a Harlequin Quinn court jester type of costume. And ever since then, she became a character of her own. She became like one of the biggest, anti-heroes now in the DC universe. So that's like the last time I seen like an authentic character. That and Miles Morales. Other than that, I haven't seen anyone else. And that's really difficult.
I think there's an assumption also that, because I think the movies allow for a little bit more creative space, simply because there's an assumption that the majority of people who watch MCU films read the comics.
No, they're mainly for normies. That's
because I don't watch. I haven't read a comic in my entire life. Yeah. But I actually became a like the comic book character fan off of Saturday morning cartoons. Like X-Men's cartoon is how I got all my freaking comic book like knowledge or whatever. Like I barely knew people's backstories and stuff, but I at least had a feeling of who you were. And I can get a level of possessivity when I seen who you picked to play Sabretooth. I'm like, he don't look like the dude on X-Men. Like, you need to carry the one or do something.
You need to carry the
one. I'm not understanding this casting decision. It's not making any sense to me.
Yeah, I had to dial myself back because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, you know what? Like, if I had to merge a realistic idea of the character versus the comic book one, some of them has to meet in the middle. Like, he's not going to be as big as a Sabretooth on the cartoon, maybe.
Like Juggernaut.
And it would still work. Yeah, Juggernaut too. I knew they wasn't going to make him retarded big until Deadpool did it.
Until CGI technology got a lot better.
Which I'm personally I'd rather they use a real person and just make a modern, a real live version of the character as best as they can instead of just full CGI.
Well, can we just say one thing? What's my man's name? I forgot his first name. Patrick Stewart was literally born to be Professor X. That's literally the most spot on
casting.
Are you
ever.
Freaking kidding me? He literally is dude. He's legitimate. Now the whole wheelchair thing makes me mad. I wanted him to have the little floating,
the hover one.
That hover wheelchair was gangster. But he was the most it was like when they decided okay, we're having an X-Men movie. And then everybody was like, Yo, so has everybody called Patrick? Like, yeah, okay, he already knows.
Yeah.
Because he saw a dude and was like, "This is my doppelganger," and was like, "Yeah, let's get it in."
Yeah.
I'm still mad. I'm still mad. Gambit hasn't been in like really featured.
Well,
like,
Channing Tatum was supposed to play as Gambit, but Gambit was played.
I'm sorry to cut you.
No. Go ahead.
When Channing Tatum was announced to play him, I was like, no. Until I watched The Hateful Eight.
Oh yeah, I watched that movie too.
And his character in that, I'm like, if he applies that type of like same type of charisma and stuff from that character to Gambit, I'm I might be a little impressed.
Man, you wanna know what's funny?
He just has to kick the Louisiana. He has to have that accent with it.
If the movie version of X-Men came out in the 90s, Luke Perry would have killed.
Yo, he does have to look
because he got the sideways, he got that square sideways head. It looked like a Simpsons character.
I would have thought Jean-Claude Van Damme would have did it too because Jean-Claude Van Damme is French and he could do the Cajun.
I still haven't forgiven him for Guile.
Dude, they say he was high during most of the film. They're saying he was high throughout the most of the
backstory to the making of Street Fighter needs his own documentary. Like
they said,
it was almost like they were there.
Kite, dude.
They were almost there, like purposely making a bad movie.
Yeah, they had to be because what they did to my guy
Ken.
What they did to my guy Ken pissed me the fuck off. I was like, this is
they made him a B-I-E-I-H.
You know who that guy is, right?
Upset Italian, like
you know who the guy played as Ken, right? That's the same guy who was in Blood In, Blood Out. The white dude, the white essay dude. That's the same dude.
That's crazy,
right, man.
They just made him seem like he was just like an upset Italian dude. Like, what am I doing here? Like Hadouken, fuck out of here.
What am I doing here? Hadouken, Hadouken, bippity boppity boopity.
I know y'all saw the
take it easy
when they did like a short film version of like a Dark Knighted Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh, Mortal Kombat.
I forget the name.
Yo, I wanted them to make a
No. But Warner Brothers is actually going to make a Mortal Kombat movie. It's going to be rated R. Yeah. And there's going to be fatalities in the movie.
Yeah. Hell yeah! Like now that's what I'm talking about. Remember when when Mortal Kombat first came out on Sega and you could decide whether or not you wanted blood or not. Yeah. And that was like the biggest decision you could possibly make.
And all the Super Nintendo fans had to.
And then now you got 5-year-olds playing GTA, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, and you wonder why our future is. When people say children are our future, I'd be like, yeah, are you sure? If these video games, I'm a teacher and I'll be worried. Like I ask kids ahead of time, like, okay, how many video games do you play?
Yeah.
All right, okay, that's gonna determine your grade.
All right.
Damn.
He's being honest with them.
Now I want to say, I hope they. I don't know if they do, but I want Keanu Reeves to be blind Kenshi if he does show up in Mortal Kombat.
He looks the part.
He definitely looks the part.
He definitely looks blind.
Yeah, he does. He does look blind.
He hasn't seen half.
And he
his
has
career.
facial hair.
He hasn't seen half his career. I wouldn't want to watch.
I gotta give credit for John Wick though.
He's gonna go back and play Bill and Ted. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Party on. Excellent. Cool dude.
Where's my cane?
Yo, I'm tired of Hollywood like recycling everything. Like you do realize that your characters get older, right? Like,
yeah.
You can't be picking the same people 25 years later talking about can you play this dude? I'm like, they gonna come. I bet $5 they gonna come out Austin Powers again just to save Mike Myers' career because that shit died after Love Guru.
Oh damn! Let's not even talk about that.
Love Guru.
Yeah, Love Guru deserves a Kawhi laugh.
I didn't even watch that movie.
Man, they had that on the list of like the worst like 25 movies. I'm a Virgo, so I like to watch lists and countdowns.
Oh yeah.
So anybody, it could be the stupidest thing.
So you
ever.
like binge watch Mojo on YouTube?
Bruh,
I do.
Yo, anything with water culture and Codaholic for wrestling and stuff, they be like top 10.
I be watching all the botched videos.
Yo,
Botchamania.
Dude,
I be watching
anything with a countdown, bro. It could be like, how many eyelashes does this girl have? And I'd be like, shit, we gotta count this down.
We gotta count this down.
Like, yo,
best Hollywood feats countdown.
She got Uber
on
eyelids.
what culture?
She got Uber eyelids. Like that shit is. What's so funny about, and that's what cracks me up sometimes about girls. The girls who talk about like the stuff they be doing with makeup and whatnot. I'm like, has a dude ever walked up to you and actually said like that was the reason why he popped at you? I'm like, girls do that shit for other girls. Like no dudes who ever walked into a girl said, "Yo, I think you cute, but your mascara fucked up." Like no dudes ever said it before.
Or like, oh yo, the way you use your beauty blender, the way you use your foundation.
My mom went to work with this dude who had never seen his wife without makeup on.
Get the fuck out.
And I raised my hand and I said, "Mom, calling me." And she called on me, and I said, he hasn't seen his wife.
Wow.
If you haven't seen your wife without makeup, you haven't seen your wife. She gets up before him every morning, puts on her face. And if you have to put on a face, your original one wasn't cute.
Yo, that's scary.
There was a movie that Sanaa Lathan played, but hers was like straightening her hair. Like she would
Good
get
hair?
up early.
You talking about Napoli Ever After?
Napoli
Oh,
After,
that
yeah.
one. Yes, that one.
Yeah, which is, by the way, one of the greatest titles in the history of things.
Napoli
Napoli Ever After? That sounds like a really, really bad porn. Napoli Ever After.
Starting with your favorite throwback porn actress, Cherokee Diaz.
Oh, not damn. R.I.P. Cherokee.
She dead?
Nah, she ain't dead. I'm talking about her career.
Oh, I'm about to say,
She ain't died. She died on a dick.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
She
Man.
went out riding.
So we're gonna go ahead. I know it's been a while that I have done a nothing is safe segment. Man, let me just get into this real quick. Man, that's hilarious. He died on a dick. Man. That is very problematic, man.
Extremely.
But that's awesome.
I get to be on the show for one day and leave. So
Yeah.
you guys got to deal with the with the backlash. Like, who'd y'all let on the show?
I'm like at
You stupid.
this man right here, but
My name is a symbol. So
okay, Prince.
you will not be able to find me on any social media because I am a symbol. I'm a hacker.
All right, man. Nothing is safe, man. I haven't done one of these in a long time, in 2 weeks. Well, since we're talking about it,
2 whole weeks.
Area 51. Y'all niggas think it's a game.
Oh, the video game on PlayStation? Yeah, I used to play the shit out of it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not the arcade game that you used to
the
go in
arcade
at
joint.
Wonderland and nickel,
Blue
nickel.
gun and the red gun?
Yeah, blue gun and red.
Wonderland?
Yeah,
Damn.
you know what I'm saying. Yes, we're
All
that
the way
old.
back.
You know what I mean. But we're talking about like assembling 1 million people to go to Nevada to just bum rush in effect a heavily guarded training facility full of like landmines and guns.
I was about to say.
This has to be
Jeez.
one
Just
of
because
the
you want to-
stupidest conversations that this country has ever had. What? Like what? Like not even what? What? Like Area 51. The last time I cared about that shit was when it was a video game and a raggedy ass arcade in Plaza Bonita. Like I don't understand how this even became a conversation. And I promise you, right now, the government is doing something to ruin all of our lives while all of us are trying to talk about bum rushing Area 50 freaking 1.
Oh, the government is kind of like
That was well timed.
they're ready to just like get the guns out and just give you an excuse to shoot us.
Yeah.
They said fuck the purge
You feel me?
You're like, what? Oh, I can't wait.
voluntarily.
And I'm sorry, I still believe,
get
I still
some.
think that we should do the purge.
What?
Ooh,
Word?
Well, this is a hot take right here. What's
wanna hear-
going
I
on
wanna
right
hear- I wanna
here?
hear
I
this.
think we should do the purge because I mean, if we just had one day where all the crimes were committed and then the rest of the year everybody could just be chilling and be cool.
Okay, what crime would you commit?
Huh? What
Like,
crime
I'm
would I
not trying to
commit?
incriminate myself.
I wouldn't commit no crimes. I would just lock myself in a room with a chick and be like,
Whoa, wait a minute,
Right,
fam.
let's purge
Is this
this out.
consensual or not?
no, this is hella consensual. Like, I wouldn't commit no crime.
It
I would
don't
just,
matter on that day.
I would
anyway,
just,
so-
now that's problematic as fuck. But I just know that like I would just spend that time like in somewhere secluded or whatever and just let it rock. I wouldn't commit any of the crimes. I just feel like I just think that criminals need to just have the space to just get the shit out. I'm tired of this. Now I just would take like any like sexual related crimes, like
Yeah.
those can't be. Like, just you only can rob and murder.
Sorry,
Like,
Bill.
Those are only two things. Like, just rob and murder. But of course, it's like, it's just every time I watch the movie, watch one of the movies, I just learn something about us and our psychosis as human beings. Like, like it's just really, really powerful. And then we had this running joke of like if we had a purge on our school campus. Like so no listen not on
my
the
goodness.
not on the level
Oh, boy.
not on the level of the actual purge, but just like 1 day a year the one kid who's been like getting on your black ass nerves like the entire year, you can fight him, like, and have an actual fight with the kid. And I think that would get rid of all suspension rates. I think you would have a lot of less issues if the kid knew that one day during that year I can whoop your ass. Like, and I think that would be a really, really hilariously powerful thing to do.
So
Because so the kid would just be talking the whole time, and I'm like, all right, wait till June.
So these
June
teacher versus student softball games ain't cutting it.
No,
I can't wait till June.
Yeah.
These flag football games ain't cutting it.
Dodgeball.
Can't be doing that.
So I got this list.
I forgot what country. I forgot. There's a country. Before the new year starts, everyone could run fades. Before the year ends, everyone could catch fair ones to get all that shit out of their system. So when they go into the new year, it's out of your system.
I just feel like some people just need, like, we all just need to express ourselves a little bit, and sometimes it includes a little, ass kicking.
A little ass kicking, a little clap to that. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't know if I had ideas of the purge of what I would do is so fucking sinister. Like, police shooting people, I would compile a list of motherfuckers that was doing the shooting.
You write names on the
Like,
holotips.
I'm gonna come see you.
Tell you, Chief,
Purge night.
I might roll with you, my brother.
Yeah.
I think that would be my only way of purging. Would be just like I would find
Y'all
all
want
the
some
dudes.
Ice T shit,
I would
right?
find every dude. For one, I'm finding
I wanna
George.
shoot
I'm
so bad. My
I'm gonna tell you
dick's
straight up. That shit was funny as hell. Ice T lost his black. He was like, oh, New Jack City. He was like, oh, my dick hard. I was like, yo, Ice T, calm it down with your pink ass. But nobody wants to see that throbbing nonsense. Like,
Fair.
that shit. You know,
Wesley was like, "Yo, fam,
he was like, bro. Nah, but seriously though,
take me to jail."
Take me to jail. Oh, wait, keep. Nah, but it's just the purge is it's just a very, very powerful just look at society. From a balcony view, like. And even if the execution on a film level in all three is uneven, it's just the nature of it. Like, because I know y'all seen the commercial, the trailer for that new Bonnie and Clyde, but it's black folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dave. What is it? I forgot what the name of the actual movie's called, but like. I was like, oh man, this is about to be the same movie. And then when they showed us the twist in the trailer, I was like, oh, this is about to go down. Mm-hmm. And because I really feel like it's gonna have an opportunity to really talk about some really powerful subtextual items and things that we usually don't. And the artist that actually put it together, like the director and the writer and stuff, I actually trust them telling this story.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually excited because I think that it's going to scare some people, but it's also going to open up some eyes because if we actually had a purge, I'm finding George Zimmerman. Like, I'm legit. Yeah. Because I remember when the person like shot him and like missed kind of, and somebody on Twitter said, "You had one job." I'm like, cause this dude's committed like 12 to 15 crimes since it happened, and I'm like, but Trayvon was the thug. I'm like, are you serious, dude? And he was extra white the whole court case, but he was extra Latino after that shit ended. I know your name George Zimmerman, bro, but you know your name is really Jorge Zamorano.
Right. Yeah, I'll probably be on some Punisher shit. Getting those cops or whoever else is doing some bullshit throughout the year. Like, okay. Yeah. Be sitting in front of the TV looking at news reports and shit, writing people's name, like
on some Dexter shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finding all the dudes who are making decisions about women's bodies and telling them what they can do with it. I'm like, all right, well, you're not gonna have a body, motherfucker. Ding dong dick, nigga. Damn. I can't stand when they be having all men in a room making decisions on women. I'm like, that don't make no sense. It's like when CNN had an all white male panel on racism. I'm like, you dick-shaped warriors. I ain't got time for
right. That's like, stupid as shit.
Yeah,
man.
like I'm like the voices that are supposed to be in the room are not even in the room, and then you got 44 and a half out here.
44 and a half.
Making that comment about
damn, right.
He ain't a whole president. That motherfucker half. Making the comment about the four women, about the four congresswomen or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like, how are you defending this cat? Like, he's a full-fledged racist. Like, there's no, like, ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, you're a full-fledged, utter racist, bro. Yeah. And then these women are more American than your wife, bro. Way more American than your wife, bro. Come on, bro.
That's a bright order.
It's your orange ass. And then he going out here ordering McDonald's for championship team.
Are you? Yeah.
Punk ass. Like this dude
Taking a
can't.
picture in front of it, like it's really impressive. With some shit.
I've never hated someone that I don't know at the level. Like this dude has caused so much.
Excuse me, Mr. Scholarship Athlete. Would you like a McDouble? I know that you will be entering the draft in the next year or so, but this is fine dining right
He's
here.
like, I know how to dodge it right.
That's stupid.
He don't do no military service. I wouldn't want him covering nothing anyway. He'd leave everybody behind. You know how they say no man left behind? Trump will leave everybody.
He'll switch uniforms.
No
The fuck you
man
mean?
He'd be like, which side is winning? Like, that's the fuck side.
That's what I'm doing. I'm pulling the Kevin Durant. Fuck this.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
he joined the Warriors. He had to join the Warriors.
I was just want a fade from him during the purge.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
No,
bring
for real.
your motherfucking orange ass over here right now.
Yeah, nah. I would start walking like a week and a half ahead of time, and so I can get to DC in time to walk on his lawn.
You Mike Posner?
To walk on his lawn and
The
whip his
Hitchhiker?
ass.
Remember that show?
I would say during the purge, I would try to get a fucking helicopter. I'll plan that whole shit out all year. Like, man, I'm gonna go get a helicopter. This
Land on his
airspace,
roof. I'd find Kerry Washington.
learn how to fly and shit.
Yeah,
Take
nigga, I'm
some
gonna Uber
classes.
me a helicopter during the purge, nigga.
A Uber copter, like find Kerry Washington and be like, it's handled.
This is all entertainment,
The
folks.
scandals.
Just let y'all know. Don't take us seriously.
Please don't. I'm actually a phenomenal teacher. I'm really good at what I do. I love all.
We just some bitch ass niggas. We ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, I love your kids and they love me, and we get and I educate them at the highest level possible. But when you come to the jig is up, you don't give 4 flights of a fuck.
Right.
Hey, man, this shit. I can stand by that. I can stand by that.
Good people over here. Get the curse.
Oh man,
Curse on a podcast.
But yeah, man. Nothing to save segment. Go ahead and raid Area 51 if you want to. You're signing your death warrant. That's pretty much it. It's just like
there's no way around that being not a good bad.
like you gonna die.
It's like, have y'all seen Stranger Things? Like,
Right.
please.
Like you gonna die. Like what you gonna do? Hijack a motherfucking like flying saucer? Be like, yo, nigga, look what I got.
If you can get to it, what the fuck?
What they gonna do? Get there and throw avocado toast at these people?
Like what we going? Yo, white folks love avocado toast, nigga. Here you go. Treat them like pit bulls. Hey, I know you like this, right? I know
That's stupid.
They gonna get there talking about sponsored by Panera Bread.
Right.
What the fuck?
It's like what we gonna do is we're gonna dress up like aliens.
Oh my god.
And we're gonna set up a kiosk version of a fucking Starbucks, right? So
That's stupid.
while you're distracted the soldiers, one dig a trench all the way through.
That's stupid.
And he said one dig a trench.
Right, one person. That's it.
Oh man.
I don't know. When the announcement first came out, it just sounded like a big college flash mob. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like,
They said
we're
they're gonna
just rush it
run like Naruto style and shit, like
and blow up as soon as they step on.
stepping on landmine, nigga. Body parts.
They won't even get 112 feet from the
Not
front
even.
door. They will all be dead.
Yo, like, you-
Do y'all remember Quake 2?
That-
Motherfuckers is gonna die.
That's like signing your life away. That's like you saying like, yo, I'm a fucking fight a professional fighter in a street fight.
It might as well be Jim Jones and doing the Kool-Aid with
Yeah.
the poison and shit. You might as well just
There's snipers
Tell
out
your
there ready to
parents-
really quick scope your ass.
have your last conversation with your parents because you're not coming home.
Yeah,
Sign your
might as well
wills.
Join the military.
You know,
If you gonna do that.
You know the
Front
50,
line.
You know the 51 in Area 51 means 51 kills.
Shit.
Pew pew, everybody gonna die. Pew pew, everybody gonna die
Bye.
tonight.
You dead, motherfucker. Gunshots.
Kill streak.
This is gonna be the show that gets y'all off the air.
Right.
Man, we're a podcast. We're an independent podcast. Get who up there?
This is gonna be like,
Whose foot
they
kicking us?
said Sirius XM, not be serious.
Right.
Shit. You're like, who? Get us out of here.
That's funny.
Yeah. So we want to get started with the NSA. It's been a while. You ready? All right.
Wait, what's been a while? You?
Yeah, to me, you know,
I was
it's been a
like-
while
I
since
was
I've
like,
been here,
you're
since
not
I touched the
doing
boards and everything.
You act like you
Excuse
gone
me.
6 months. You was gone 2 weeks.
Man, trust
2
me.
whole weeks, brother.
You get rusty.
It's a 14 ass days.
14 days.
It's 2 episodes. You talking about getting rusty?
You can't even fuck up a hairline in that much amount of time.
Shit.
Some people.
You just missed out on 4 hours of material. That's it.
Damn,
Of
son, where do you
conversation.
find this? This the Jig is Up podcast with Nessa's Service Nessa.
Now listen. Now listen.
Beatbox, eating music. You know, Kmart back in his beatboxing days.
Shout out to him. Was it last episode that he
Yeah.
did it?
He did it live.
Did it live.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Live. in
Bill
time.
O'Reilly.
We'll do it live.
Killing O'Reilly.
Right. K. O'Reilly.
K. O'Reilly. All right, y'all. This is the NSA. Every summer,
Ooh, every summer.
we always talk about a hot girl summer, girls getting their shit, on and popping. But this year, apparently the boys are starting to
City
show
boys?
out. The city boys.
Mm.
Are you a representative?
I'm just an attractive black man. 365
oh my
days.
gosh. So it's funny how we went from the black men don't cheat, and then it's just two different ends of the spectrum. What do you guys feel that the city boys are trying to accomplish with this? I think it's really funny.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. To be
The
honest.
city boys.
City boys is basically just like, how like they're the rowdy rough boys to the Powerpuff Girls. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They trying to say like, well,
All
fuck
right,
that.
I'm gonna need another analogy.
Ah!
I'm out of my 7-year-old cartoon days. I don't know that one.
I don't know. What you got?
What's the city boys? How would y'all describe them?
Go ahead, Nessa.
I'm trying to figure that out myself. Apparently, they have their own little Instagram page that's private. So, I mean, I didn't try to add them or anything, but I don't know. Are they only adding girls, guys? Like, I don't know what it is, but it's funny how they just took it and like ran with it. You guys haven't seen any of like?
Well, there's a
What is
couple
this, like
of
a
these
male
are,
Sunday
these are
I've seen
season or something?
videos of hot boy
male
summer,
Sunday
hot
season?
girl summer.
yeah, it's like
where
a
girls would
rivalry.
be like,
Yeah.
like they
Hot
drink the
girl.
girls under the table or something. Look at them, hot girl summer my ass. So
Yeah.
it was like, what?
Oh, yo, I saw someone. Yo, City Boy, like they're being mad disrespectful to girls, and that's like how they're running up the scoreboard. So
Yes.
From
that was
what-
about to
yeah,
say,
so-
that's
so
what
the
they have
basically-
the
scoreboard
going.
is
So basically, like the City Boy and Hot Girl, it's like a rivalry for the summer, and basically it say who fights for the respect of all men out here done wrong by women who act out for attention. So basically, they're just out here just dogging the shit out of women and putting it on social media. And I saw one was kind of funny.
Which one?
I saw one with this chick in the VIP section, right? And the boys, they got the
Oh,
bottle.
I see that
And
one.
these niggas was like looking at each other like, yo, is she bad enough to get a cup from us? Nah, homie. And so they grabbed her cup like, nah.
Gave her
from
back
us.
the empty cup that she originally gave
My
him.
thing is this.
man.
My thing is this.
Or I saw another one. I saw another
I'm hella
one.
real about this show.
Uh-huh.
Dudes, it's funny because dudes act like white people in some ways. So and what I mean is white people are always looking to trying to be oppressed, right? They're always looking for some reason why they're being done wrong, knowing good and well they've had every possible lead of anything possible in all of society, right? And so when dudes with this, like women, we've been treating women like trash forever. Like the historical elements of men and our behavior towards our woman folk are with patriarchy, with sexism, with misogyny, all these other elements And these dudes are actually going out and actually trying to turn this on women. Y'all don't shut up and enjoy the sundresses. Like, I don't understand this whole nonsense. Like, just enjoy the sundresses for the season that we get them in. And then if you really want to talk trash, just don't wear gray sweats when women are asking for them. Like, aside from that, like just move on with life. Because I don't understand. Like, to me, that shows a lot of insecurity on these dudes' parts if they actually are going through all of this process and stuff. Because all y'all doing is just leaving more and more toxic situations, to be spread around society and stuff. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not. The
city girls doing like creating toxic situations too, though?
Nah, but I thought the hot girls thing was just,
or the hot girls. I mean,
they weren't. They're not going out and doing the same thing that the boys are they?
Is that what they're? Yeah, isn't that what you said?
Sorry, what was the question?
Like,
are the hot girls doing the same thing the city boys are?
So
like they just want to act up and have fun, right?
Yeah, it's just.
And then the dudes took it to the next level.
And dudes was like,
they put dubs.
But see, that's the thing. With the male ego, it's like, no, you're not gonna have fun at my expense, bitch. Are you out of your fucking mind?
And that's the thing is that we have for centuries.
No, but that's how the city boys are approaching it.
Yeah, because they're acting like white people. They're acting like they haven't been impressed before. And I'm like, dude, like just calm it down, like, and that's why I'm like, let the women have their time. Like if they fucking over some dude, let them do it. Okay.
Wow, I don't think that's acting right.
But as long as you're not the one getting fucked over, then you should be cool.
Absolutely. Because my thing is this: if a girl came to me and like did like one of them jokes or whatever, like haha. Like who gives a fuck?
Wait a minute.
I'm a grown ass man.
Wait a minute.
It is what it is. Did you just drop Ray J? You did not just drop Ray J, bro.
That's hilarious.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh man.
So like
Brandy, clean your room. Wait a minute.
Oh man.
So if a girl has a good time at your expense and be like, do all that, you like, hey, have a good time?
No, of course not. I'm that's what you. I know. I'm saying, but I'm over exaggerating. I'm just saying, like within this context, it just cracks me up how us as men are always trying to top what's going on with the girls. Like this wouldn't have become a competition until the city boys actually made it into a competition. Yeah, it could have just been the girls were just doing stuff or whatever, and then it is what it is. But it's like there's always this need to one up people. Yeah, one up them, and it's like just if we just kind of let people have stuff, like with the black men don't cheat thing. When I saw women coming out with black women don't cheat, and I was like, that had nowhere. They came out with that? No, there was a couple people trying. They were small. There's a small little. It was like a Rhode Island subculture. Like a Rhode Island of hoes. And
that's
so like
stupid. You said a Rhode Island.
So, we were Texas and just mentioned there was a Rhode Island of hoes. And so like this really small little smidget of girls, but it was just funny to me because I was like, it didn't have nearly the ring to it. The whole irony in the statement of black men don't cheat is the fact that we know that black men have, but those of us who have tried to those of us who have tried to take this because like there were dudes who were literally trolling girls and girls were falling for the troll all the damn time, literally falling for the troll. But then there were also those of us, and I put myself in this latter group, that were actually taking that phrasing and taking that moment to actually have some level of accountability on our part of, yes, this has not been the case in the past, but we are trying to create this new culture where us as men are holding each other accountable and are saying, hey, if you're going to do that, like, don't, for one, or just get yourself out the situation. I ended up, I think 2 days after the Black Men Don't Cheat holiday, I posted
which is a great holiday.
It was an awesome holiday. It needs to be every year.
Fantastic.
And I posted that Where I Want to Be by Donnell Jones was the first ever Black Men Don't Cheat anthem. Because he said he broke up with a girl before he cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? And so I would rather you break her heart in that way instead of sticking around knowing good and well you want to dip and then, break her heart in a different way. Yeah. Because I think the woman will have a better chance of recovering at a higher level with the former than the latter. And so it's just that whole black men, and then the freaking then the song Lil Duval that Charlamagne did,
hilarious.
Well, like dudes was slapping that like in the whip, like it was like the thing to do, like it was a new track. Like I literally was at a stoplight, just black men don't cheat, and it was funny because a white woman pulled up next to me, and I was singing a song, and I looked at her, and she just started laughing. I was like, you know what, you've been with a black dude. Hey,
Right.
you know his name was Donovan.
That's stupid.
Donovan dicking her down.
Not the prison though.
It's just that was a whole. It was funny because it really dove into just how black women see us as a whole, and it allowed for some very interesting conversations because some women were really taking it like, yo, you guys are making fun of, experiences that women have had. Mm-hmm. And then you take that energy and then it's like, all right, cool. Well, let's have a deep conversation. Like, what do you need from us? And so I had one of my homegirls, she let us know for real. She was like, as long as there's an accountability piece for this, I'm cool with y'all's little movement or whatever. As long as it doesn't turn into you're just making fun of women who were getting cheated on. Yeah. Where I saw some dudes actually were like, going into that kind of energy. But the men that I roll with, for one, what cracks me up is when women want us to hold dudes accountable for their actions. But what I don't roll with dudes who do that shit. Right. So you can't get mad at me when the dudes I roll with are married, engaged in long-term relationships, or if they're single, they're honest. Because I always tell men, like my fellow men, I always let them know that if you're gonna be single, as you can do whatever you want as long as there's transparency. So like I'm single now, and I let women know exactly where I stand and what the situation is. Some might say yes, some might say no. Like I've told some women straight up, like, I'm only down for the physical right now. I'm not in a mental space to have anything deeper. Now, some of them be like, hey, well, I'm still down to get it down. I'm like, hey, let's get it in. But others will be like, no, I want something more. Perfectly fine. As long as I tell you ahead of time and don't have you falling in love with my amazingness, and then I tell you that I'm not available, that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you say
which
straight
happens
up,
a lot.
Yeah, exactly, and very much so. But we try to make sure, like I got friends right now who are grown men who tell the women, like, yo, I am not the one to actually date. If you want to have a good time, you want to just kick it, you want to chill, blah, 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 absolutely, I am an option. And if you don't want to do that, that's perfectly cool too. Right. Like, because I've had to literally like tell a woman, like, you do realize like we can hang out and not have sex, right? Like I think you're a nice enough person to just, just sit here and chill. Yeah. But there's such a programming centered around, the physical aggressiveness of men that some women feel like, that's all they have to offer. And it's sad because like, I shouldn't have to convince a woman that you have more to give than your body. Yeah. But unfortunately, due to the course of time and various experiences, there are some women who are walking around with that feeling. And when they come across you, you just have to be very sensitive to those emotions and recognize them, and then give them those moments to just be like, nah. We can sit here, watch this movie, crack jokes, play fight with these pillows and stuff, like, and have a good time. Nah, and I walk you out to your car and you head home. You know what I mean? So,
girl, I'm sorry. I had a girl ask me if I was gay because of that. You gay? Like,
because you didn't want to ask?
Because I didn't do anything. I'm like, what the fuck is?
Yeah, that's the girl you flick her on her nose.
I did. I just didn't use my finger.
Hey,
a long time ago.
Dick on a nostril. You gotta put your dick on a nostril.
Dick on her nose. Now she's cockeyed.
Oh my
God. Fucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
Just press all the motherfucking buttons.
No. I've never seen cockeyed used like that. That's the greatest version of us. Man, that's an update. That's an S10.
Right.
Shout outs to Killer Cam, homie.
Yo, Cam was a stupid. Cam be saying the most off the wall shit. Like, Booty Tootie, fresh and fruity. Like, yo, you're
when he said that line,
he's the best bad rapper of all time.
When he said that line, bro,
I had a terrible rapper, but he's funny as hell.
You know, like when you listen to some bars, you like, yo, did he say that shit? You got to rewind that shit. But but those were like dope ass rhymes. Like that was like one of the basic ass rhymes I heard. I was like, did he really say that shit? And I had to rewind that shit.
That's up there with
The man said,
I get brain in the strangest places to at the same time call them changing faces. He said, tasted and savored vanilla ice cream. She like, ooh, my favorite. I'm like, come on, Weezy. Like this dude had 3 songs out about getting head at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
hey,
Suck it or not,
yo,
and
fam,
and getting some head. Like,
fam. You get Jay? You ever got double head before?
double head.
This nigga.
If you ever had double head before, you be rapping up. You be writing poems about it.
You talk about polymouth?
Yes.
That's a new thing. So
Polymouth.
you have monogamous relationships, right? But within the context of monogamy, you have polymouth. So that means that the girl you're sleeping with, there's another woman who also gives you head. So polymouth, and then a monogamous actual relationship. Because I feel like you always should have that one girl who's a guaranteed blocker. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if your girl's not all that great at it, but you have this, she's not a side chick, she's just a side lips. You know what I'm saying? Just another pair of lips.
Yo, fam.
I used to call it a banana split.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Some people think cucumber tastes better pickled.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of cucumbers,
Yo, these women are out here wilding, bro. Like, if I see one more homeless, homo erectus chick in the middle of a concert sucking on a cucumber, I'm gonna let it keep going.
like, bitch, I gotta take my fucking produce to fucking Planned Parenthood and get an STD tested before I buy this shit. Fuck is wrong with you, bitch? At least buy the motherfucker.
This nigga said, my produce gotta go to Planned Parenthood. All right, that's the best alliteration I've heard in a long time. The produce in Planned Parenthood. Oh, the multiple P's.
The multiple P's.
Oh, it's consonants. Oh, the literary devices that were in that sentence.
Boom, roasted.
Oh shit! I'm just like, how do these things get started? Like, who was the first girl to go? You want to know what's gonna be a national phenomenon right now?
Cucumbers.
Hoes. Like, oh shit!
Sucking multiple dicks.
Damn, that's a whole nother level, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
But polymouth.
So back to the city boys.
Polymouth, cucumbers, city boys, hot girls.
My mom cannot hear this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
I will get kicked out the family.
The family.
I'm sorry,
down.
Mom.
We didn't influence him to do this.
Your baby boys.
He voluntarily came here.
I know. I did come here on my own. I got my own Uber. I didn't talk to my driver the whole time.
You say you didn't?
Yeah. I actually found out I have a terrible rating, like as a passenger.
What?
Yeah. Like this dude, one of my Uber drivers told me like he almost didn't come get me because apparently I had a bad Uber rating as a passenger because all my drivers said I didn't talk to them, and I was like, that's not my job.
Right? What the fuck?
Like if you start talking to me, then I'll talk to you. But the only thing I need to know is, did you pick up the right person? Because if I get to your car and you say Derek, I'm like, they're not gonna find my body. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over here. But yeah, Ubers are funny.
Did you hear
I have
that?
a problem with that. Like,
Did you hear
somebody
that
that
they
doesn't say
said-
anything, I'd rather you, not say nothing while I'm driving because I've driven Uber and Lyft and I prefer that.
They
I'm
have
not
a
trying to get
thing.
your
They
life
were
story,
talking
you know?
about trying to have an option for the passenger to say whether or not
Like it's a
they want to speak to the driver or not.
That'd be funny if somebody
that's cool.
if somebody changed their
talk to me.
settings in the
Yeah.
middle of the conversation. So like they get in the car and it says talk to me, and then in the middle of it just no more, bitch.
Like
This convers-
while you're saying something, you get a notification.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I almost got in an accident. Like,
Yo, they're like, damn, you just basically told me to shut the fuck up. All right.
no, they should have like a sound effect that goes with it. Like when you move it over, like shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like shut up.
He's like, I bet.
right.
Dude turn around like, all right, you gonna be late as hell to wherever you going.
Drive slow as fuck, nigga.
Take the long route.
He's like, yo, man, where you going, bro? I'm taking a long road.
And he'll give you a
this
1
is where the
star.
app is sending me. It's crazy. Like,
He's like, man, you give me the 1 star, we park it, and we gonna we gonna catch a fair one, nigga.
My GPA said it's taking me to Jamaica,
right.
to El Cajon, to La Jolla.
To Imperial.
The GPS be confused as hell in San Diego. Like, what are these street names?
Right.
It's like, what? Nebuchadnezzar Avenue. What?
Nebuchadnezzar.
What? What? Deuteronomy Drive. What is happening? Leviticus Lane. I'm confused. For
They
those
can't
that
even
don't
say
know,
La
these are
Jolla, right? They,
Leviathan
they be saying La Jolla.
La Jolla. I'm like, yo, this white lady that's on my GPS needs to shut the entire fuck up, and I need Jose to get on here and say this shit correctly. This is terrible. I hope none of my students hear this. I'm gonna get a call from Chicago tomorrow talking about, yo, bro, we heard your podcast about that job offer. I'm gonna need your ass to stay home.
Damn.
It's like, yeah, so we listened to you as a guest on this podcast, and we're going to have to withdraw.
Yeah. I'm like, you said something about a purge with students? I'm not going to allow you around our youth anymore.
Are you gonna teach our boys to be city boys and look for polymouth? Is that gonna be the word of the day?
Yo, instead of poli-sci 101, it's gonna polymouth 101. You walk in and say, hey,
The chalkboard
so
and
hey
everything.
guys, these are 2 mouths. You want both of them. Because one tastes like, because one feels like ocean breeze.
Hell no.
And the other one feels like sandpaper.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The other one feel like sandpaper.
Now, that's
She
how
gotta
you,
go.
That's how you die. That's how you.
You gotta go.
That's how you literally die.
You can't have a cat's tongue around me. Nope.
No. Yeah, can't just be using lips. Like, I don't understand. Like, like it's like, why are you holding? No, you ever seen a girl like a girl who just used her lips? Like she don't use no tongue or nothing.
All the way in.
Like she don't use no tongue or nothing. I'm like, why is your mouth not working properly? This is gonna get edited out, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Sorry, I'm a visual person, so I'm just like, how?
No, because
that
exactly. No, because like, it's just with the mouth. I'm like, yo. I had to teach a girl one time. I was like, yo, all right, you need to kiss it like you would kiss me. And then as soon as she did that, I was like, all right, bet.
He's like,
Nah, because I would. That sounds like all my kids.
I'm dropping the kids off.
That's how all the kids came
I'm
out.
ready.
That's how all the kids came out of me.
Their nickname was daycare.
Oh my god.
Nickname was daycare.
Put
I'm a very nice
Put
guy,
a
by the way.
daycare in her mouth.
Yeah. She charged too much though. These daycares be making bank.
Oh, man.
Okay, City Boys.
City Boys.
Long tangent. So, for those of you that have seen any of the videos, that especially Lil Duval, he's like the king of posting shit like that and making anthems and all of that.
Yo,
shit.
I saw a dude getting some brain in the middle of the parking lot in front of everybody.
When?
On Twitter, I was going through it.
Where?
They're talking about City Boys. They were like, City
Oh, it
Boys
was a City
Summer.
Boys thing?
Yeah, it was like City Boys Summer, and it was this tall ass dude standing up, and the girl's like sitting on the trunk of the car, hunched over, just giving them the sloppy toppy
Damn.
in front of everybody. So I don't know who. I mean, it's subjective. She's having a hot girl summer. She's acting up, and homie's having a city boy moment. So like.
See, but the thing is that traditionally though, in those scenarios,
In the patriarchy,
he's gonna get more
society-wise, he's gonna get more props.
Yeah.
So you got to give him the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
What's funny though is I actually have a screenplay. I have a screenplay called Keeping Score. And it's literally about these high school kids who, ever since they were in middle school, they kept track of. They had a scoreboard, like a notebook, of the things they did with girls. And the older they got, the more they updated it. So it got to a point where they had like this list of 25 items, and 20 items, and you got different points for different things you did with girls. And so like it was this real immature ass game. Between 6 friends, and then the rest of the boys on campus find out, and it becomes this campus-wide sport. And on Saturdays, they would meet in the gymnasium and look at their scoreboard and and tabulate everything. And so in the middle of the movie, the girls find out about the game, and then start making them do like extra random ass shit just to get close to them.
Shit.
And so it's this long over the top way of the boys finally realizing that they actually like the girls for more than just physical. And so like it's really hilarious. So you talking about like the scoreboard stuff made me think about. I'm like, yo, I need to come.
I just want to make sure nobody trying to steal your whole entire shit when you talk about it.
Oh, it's hella copyrighted.
All right, cool. Don't worry about it.
Just looking out. Somebody comes
Smart
out,
man.
I will get paid. Trust me. And it only cost me $25 with the Writers Guild of America. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. When you guys got ideas and stuff, like even if it's just like a treatment or an idea or anything like that, it literally costs $25 just to get your idea copyrighted, so nobody can take it from you. Yeah, it's not expensive at all.
I gotta go through my notes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't want to end up in a situation where you find out you get paid for a super soaker 25 years later, like that black dude who created a super soaker and didn't get paid for it until like stupid amounts of years later. I'm like, he's not even old enough to even use a super soaker anymore.
Damn.
He's 97.
That's crazy.
Looks like George Washington Carver.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was gonna say, like, who do you think is winning with this little scoreboard?
Well, I'm gonna be
thing?
biased. City boys. I'm gonna be biased.
Yeah. Anytime there's gonna be a sexual competition, like dudes are gonna end up winning just because they.
The only way women are one up in it if they're just getting if he's not getting any ass whatsoever and he's tricking.
Yeah, because it has. I mean, the city girls would literally have to be like out here, like. Because to me, the only thing that women can really do to us on a high level is like getting us to pay for shit when nothing's gonna pop off afterwards. Because I feel like with the guys, the city boys is gonna be sexual points. Girls are gonna be lifestyle points. You know what I'm saying? Because if they do anything sexual to us, we're gonna enjoy it. Unless like you were with a straight dude and you put your finger in his ass and he gets pissed.
It's like, oh, I'm a peggy. That.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, unless he enjoys.
Yeah,
it.
and then even with that dude, he might be like, no, you know what I'm saying? So, because dudes are just nasty. Dudes don't even know what they like until the girl does do it. So it's like, it's because of the nature of the male to female dynamic. Guys are going to naturally win competitions like this just because women aren't in a position to really. Like combat it.
Yeah, so I got some head and that's it.
So women got to keep it tight. They got to keep it like a one-way street. You get money, you get your pussy ate. That's about it.
Yeah, and even with that, like most of us enjoy that shit too. We do that for us.
Yeah, you just
because then you surprise her and go, haha, I got dick too. Do that shit first, and then she's already like, there's nothing better than a woman who's already gotten off and I haven't even whipped it out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she already got her. So now I get to do selfish strokes, and those are the best strokes on the planet.
Yep.
When you're doing
what else you get out of her while you're doing those.
Man, when you doing strokes and both of y'all are being considered at the same time, that's pressure. But when you stroking her and she's already gotten her, then she's like, damn, like there ain't no better sentence in the world than like, oh, let's get yours. You ain't gotta tell me twice. That's when you start power driving. Like my stroke game is gone. Like there's no rhythm to this. It's just shellfish as fuck. Like, I have not thought about who. Man, I don't know her name no more for the next 5 minutes.
This
Brenda.
nigga
Like her name is Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Alicia.
Hitting her with the strokes. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's them jackhammer joints. You know what I'm saying? Hit her with them sprinkle me's.
Oh my gosh.
That E40.
So I know I was saying on a few episodes ago that I wanted to participate, minus the whole shit. But
I mean, we're not gonna slut shame you. I mean, you do what you do. You're a grown ass woman.
I mean, some people think cucumber tastes better.
Go ahead, say what you gonna say.
I said, well, shit. Now think about it, like when Nessa is honest, at times you be having like your hot girls shit cracking off before the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the old me.
The old you.
I mean, we all have our stretches of life.
Wait, but when have you guys heard of a like a story in a while? I feel like I just been so boring lately.
Boring women get wifed. I don't want my girl.
I mean, if that's your goal,
I don't want my girl.
If that's your end game,
I don't want my girl
is to get wifed, then you're on the right track.
Yeah, I guess you put out the right energy.
Like, you know,
you
put on these pajamas, just watch this Netflix. Jiggle my balls and go sleep.
That's ideal.
So is that the end game? You getting wifed by the end of hot girl summer? Because I'm telling you,
because summer's about to be over. I haven't even done shit. Like I'm still getting text message. what are you doing?
Well, cuffing
Let me
season.
just
Cuffing
eat
season.
it. And I'm just like,
cuffing season don't start till the end of September or something.
oh yeah, I know.
And I'm gonna just. And I know we just starting to get to know each other, but I'm just gonna say this straight up. You look real comfortable. So like, I feel like I would like hella like I would love. I'm just being honest. Like I'd hella be the small spoon with you. Like I'm always down with small spoon.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't nothing like breast on your back. Like that shit's softer than a Twinkie.
My man trying to cash in.
I'm just saying, like soft women, man. I love women who can hold me. I've been holding women for 12 years now. I'm like,
Oh my god.
you can hold me. I'm not. Hey, I have no shame in my game. Hold me, especially after I have a mud bath. I'm extra soft too.
Mud bath.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty bomb.
Go to Glen Ivy Hot Springs. Get that mud bath in that grotto. Have your skin feeling all hella soft. I was feeling on myself for like a week and a half after this shit. I was like, damn, I'm soft as a bitch. And then I got me a facial, and like the wind went through my pores and like out the back of my head. I was like, yo, I didn't even know what my face felt like. I was like, shit.
That's funny as hell.
You gotta pamper yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Dudes out here, like, if y'all ain't getting pedicures, like, stop acting like you too cool for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a spot in LA, and this dude created like it's set up like a barbershop. Got big TVs and all this other stuff, but you can actually do like the pedicures, manicures and stuff. Like, so it gives you all the pampering stuff, but you still get that whole quote unquote masculine vibe that's there. And I think it's a freaking brilliant idea, because I'm like, yo, tackle him.
That's stupid.
Make sure my shit clear.
What's the?
I forgot what the name of it is, but
Okay,
yeah,
I was gonna say,
if you just
so
type
many
in
names you can say, like Thug a Cure, come get your
Thug a Cure, type out
man dash a dash cure.
Now it's called LA. It's called LA something man. I don't know, but Cure Man or Manicure, which I think it would be called.
Manicure.
But but it's just, I think that a lot of men, feel like the older I get and the more comfortable I get in my own masculinity, the more traditionally feminine stuff I do or say. Women have been pampering themselves correctly for years. Like, you give me a massage, you give me a facial, you give me a pedicure. Even though the first time I got one, I wasn't prepared for the woman to do the scrub on the bottom of my foot, and my foot ticklish as hell. I almost kicked the shit out of her. I'm dead ass. My big toe almost gave her the business. I was like, I was giggling. I sound like Kawhi little brother in the middle. I sound like Kawhi little brother. But once I got used to them jokers, like, for one, men, like, our feet are disgusting. Like, we don't take care of them.
True.
We don't take care of them, like, and we don't realize like the amount of dead skin we have. Like, we don't know none of that stuff. And then when you like are cuddling with your girl and you just got a pedicure and now you rubbing your feet against her and like now your feet are soft, she gonna be that much more happy. And then you get your big toe licked and you happy.
Oh my god.
My guy Ronald's having a hot boy summer.
Man, if you ain't had your toes licked, bro.
I was gonna say, speaking of that, they were trying to flip it like for the girls, like trying to talk about wellness and stuff like that. But I'm like, that defeats the purpose of a hot girl summer. Girls are going, we about that wellness shit like all the other seasons.
Look at you.
Come. I just feel like, call a spade. Like, we don't need to always try to change things, because a hot girl summer, city girl summer, whatever, that's what that is, Their time for, I don't know, doing shit judge free. Really quick, were you going to talk about Jermaine Dupri later or no?
No. If you want to get on Jermaine Dupri right now,
you can. I was just gonna say something when I saw what's her face,
who
Trina's comment when she was on the Breakfast Club.
What did Trina comment about?
Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna talk about it, then I'd rather wait, because that way you can get the backstory. Because I honestly don't even know what Jermaine Dupri really said.
Well, I could talk about someone who's getting the opposite of a hot boy summer.
Okay.
After your NSA's finished up.
Yeah, I guess, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to put it out there because some people were unaware of that was the thing that was even going on.
Yeah. I knew it was a thing. I just wasn't paying no mind to it. I'm like, well, I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Either side, whatever.
Yeah, faithful black man over here, man. I ain't doing nothing like that.
But
unless,
it's funny
my girl was trying to have a moment of a hot girl summer in Australia.
City couples.
City couples. Yeah, there you go.
Hashtag
On some city
city
couples
couple.
show. On some city couple shit.
hot couple
but
summer.
but I wasn't with the shits. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't with the shits. She made friends.
You left the blue chew at the house. Huh?
No. Well, I mean, it was a family vacation, so I didn't bring the blue chew with me. Like, yo, hey, good day, mate. I'm gonna blow your back out, give you the good blocking stroking, mate. No, that's straight.
Damn, I couldn't go to Australia.
Like it's a boomerang.
Give you this boomerang, girl.
The dick should never come back. That's just should never wrap around her and then come back. That's just kind of damn. If you wrapped all the way
around, throw the dick in her, she comes back.
Every time. But yeah, man.
It's that Family Guy.
But yeah, so she met some friends in the bathrooms because she's extra friendly. Mm-hmm. And there's one girl from the UK. She was like, "Oh, I love your girlfriend. She's so lovely," Mm-hmm. And then they were talking about like getting some fucking Molly, like yo, or some
Why
Molly.
Why do white people immediately go to 100? Like, I just met you and you're already offering me drugs.
I mean, hey, they like you, they like you. But sometimes I've been thinking about some like Midsummer or some motherfucking Get Out type shit.
Sorry,
and no offense to white folks, but when I, if I'm surrounded by more, I don't see any other people that look like me or my girlfriend, I'm like, that's what made Portland more comfortable. Mm. Even though I was in like one of the America's whitest cities, we were surrounded by people that looked like us. So when old girl asked my girlfriend to come to the house party, and I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, I thought you were talking about it at Australia.
No.
He's talking about Nike Town.
Australia. I was like, nah.
Yeah,
he's talking about Nike Town.
Talking about Beaverton. Get it?
That sounds sexual.
That's exactly what it was made for.
I've never understood that being one of the words.
Beaver.
Like
I like a shaved beaver, bro.
Like only white dudes would come up with something.
Shout out to the cockazoids.
Cock is still the worst. Like, it's a stupid ass word. It's dick. I just call it what it is.
But someone's not having Richard.
Call my shit Richard.
Someone's not having a hot boy summer, man, and I kind of feel sorry for this dude. But if you guys have been living under a rock, man, I just want to give you this clip.
Why is it okay for women to say, "Oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead"? That's okay.
Who said that to you here? Nobody.
Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that shit up? Everywhere I go, I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip. Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss. Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared, pal. I know. You shut up, too. Shut the fuck up. Go ahead and attack me, Jake.
Oh my god. I just wanted bagels.
She just wanted bagels.
If there was a picture in the dictionary next to Napoleon Complex, he would
him and
be
Joe Pesci.
right there.
It reminds me of the scene in Social Network, which is one of my favorite movies ever. When he's talking to his girlfriend, who's in this scene is going to now become his ex, and she says to him, "You think you're gonna think that girls don't like you because you're smart or because you're a nerd, but it's actually because you're an asshole." Like that dude, I'm pretty sure, like if he was a nice human being in some way, shape, or form, there'd be some lady somewhere, like either a really, really tall lady who likes to throw dudes around the room. Because I've had tall women come at me. I'm 5'6". I've had tall women be like, "Hey," I'm like, "Why the fuck
climb this tree?"
I'm like, I don't want to piggyback.
You want to be a koala bear?
Like, yeah, and so, but then, or he's gonna find a woman who's like, 4'11". I'm like, there's plenty of beautiful grown ass women who are real short. So dudes like that, like you're immediately putting up a wall because you immediately assume that the reason why the women don't like you is because you're short. Now, some women will have that level of, preference. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, I'm not going to date a short dude. Like, that's perfectly fine. It happens all the time. But he just doesn't realize, like, no, you're also a dick. Like, you're not a good person. Like, when you have quote unquote societal faults at that level, you have to be really, really good on the other side. It's like when somebody says you can't be ugly and have an ugly attitude.
Yeah, pick
like,
a struggle.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't do both. Like, I'm 6'3" when I stand on my confidence, but I'm 5'6".
I like that. I like that.
But I'm 5'6" in real life, and so. There's been thick women who I'm like, I'm not even gonna act like you in my weight class. Like I just can't. Like,
yo,
for real.
fam.
No, and I'll be hella honest about it. Like, cause other dudes be like, y'all know me. I'm like, dude, I'm not about to go into this situation acting like I can handle all of this. I can't. It's not. I'm sorry. Like, and I'll be disrespecting her if I try to go in here, you know, trying to have my ego and stuff. Like, no, I don't have a Napoleon complex. Lady, you are absolutely beautiful, and I think you're gorgeous in every type of way. This is not going to work out for neither one of us, and I don't want to feel like you fucking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, she's like, yo, make my wings, boy. I'm like, hey, right. I'm in the kitchen cooking, and she watching the game. Like, this is bullshit.
That's stupid.
She's doing that. I just beat it, laying back. Yeah, you know how every dude feel victorious after he beat it. You just
no, because I mean, imagine you finish having sex, and she gets up and does the Tyrese dance from Baby Boy. Like, she does the beat it right dance.
Tell you to go clean up and make tacos.
Yeah, I'm over here making tacos. Like, I got tortilla cheese and everything, but nah, like, I just that was of course it was a funny ass clip, but when you dig deep into the psychosis of it all, like, he has mental issues.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's centered around the notion that, you know, everything that's gone wrong for him his entire existence is due to his height. And it was like, no, you're a terrible human being. There's people who with real issues, like, that have been able to get past those and be able to be in relationships and stuff because they're great people. Like, and you can get over anything if you're a great person. You can find something out. Jay-Z is ugly. He's an ugly dude. He has one of the baddest women in all history because he clearly is charming in some way. He's also a goobernaire. This dude has goobers amount of money. But he had to figure out some way to get at Bay.
The hottest chick in the game.
Yeah, and so he did something. Now if he was just a dude on the street looking like that, it probably wouldn't have popped off. But he figured out a way to elevate his status, and now he's walking around one of the baddest women on the planet. So everybody can get over being that. Like, you can't get over being a terrible person.
You know, do you believe that he's considered his? Well, he doesn't. I listened to an interview with him on a different podcast. He said he did get some action before. It's just the fact that he's not able to smash the chicks that he wants to smash. And I always say
he needs to adjust his.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta adjust your game, or just be real with yourself. Like, look, dude, you're 4'11", 5 feet tall. You're balding. Your attitude is shit. Like, bro, this is what you're scraping up. And I don't know if people heard the term hypergamy. You know, if that's how, you know, women usually choose their suitors. You know what I mean? They choose the suitors with basically on a genetic basis. Like, you know, I know women could say, "Oh, I'm sapiosexual."
Yeah, I'm a sapiosexual.
And all that stuff. But,
and we were just talking about educational policy.
Oh, damn, that got you hot?
No, it got her hot.
That got her hot?
Yeah, like, we were talking about educational policy, and she was freaking turned on. And I was like, oh.
Okay, let me lift you on this desk. Let's go.
No, because I've literally had women literally holler at me simply because of my intelligence.
See, there you have it.
Sapiosexuality is a real ass thing.
It's a real thing.
It's gotten me past this whole 5'6", $137 shit that I got working on over here.
All right. I mean, that's great that
give
you
her some
confidence.
of this diction.
Nary to missionary to dictionary.
Tap that syntax. You know what I'm saying?
Get whole punctuation going on.
She ain't ready for this hyperbole.
Punctuation.
Really? Punctuation? About to give her some parentheses.
So what do you want, girl? The colon or the semi?
Ooh, that's nasty.
Close parentheses. That left stroke.
Yeah.
But when I was hearing about hypergamy, how women, you know, this is coming from, like, I guess the incel / black pill community of the manosphere. That
wait, what?
This is coming from, like, the incel, short for involuntary celibate.
Oh,
so they believe
there's a community called
incels. So incels believe that their poor genetics is the reason why they can never get laid. And it's just so, like, everything gets fucked. Black pill, they try to disassociate themselves from the incel community.
What's black pill?
Black pill, okay, so there's different. The rhetoric that you were speaking sounds more like red pill. That you see the truth. You know, okay, women don't like short niggas. Mm-hmm. But how do I get around it? Mm-hmm. That's the red pill.
Yeah, my uncle's 5'3" and only dates Amazon, so.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, he's a G.
I got to meet that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I got to meet him.
Tree climber.
Blue pill.
Yeah.
He's a koala bear, basically.
Pretty much. He has a pouch now, so.
Does he sleep for 20 hours?
Nah. He's one of the best men on the planet, but.
So blue pill is basically saying like you believe in the fairy tale. Like if you work hard, you're a good person, that you could be with anybody that you want to be. Red pill is like that's a fucking lie. That I could get what I can get, but if I know I had to elevate myself to a different position, possibly that I can be with desirable women, but I have to make myself desirable beyond physical attributions that I didn't strike the genetic lottery. Purple pill is basically that you've seen the truth, but you want to go back and believe in the blue. So that's why you need to mix. The black pill is called like, nigga, it just comes down to genetics, no matter what. Yeah. You're like, yeah, you could be a red pill guy and you could get married to that chick, but deep down inside, she's still thinking about fucking that alpha male that she always want to fuck deep down inside.
Yeah.
And she might cheat on you regardless. Like, this is so negative. It's so dark how black pill philosophy thinks. But yeah, like for him, I looked at him, I was like, I'm glad that dude didn't have a gun. I'm glad that dude didn't turn into like an Elliot Rodger or Alec Manassian. I don't know if you heard of those two guys.
Are they short men who shot people?
No, basically they're pretty much incels. They're incels who blame their problems on women and why they couldn't get laid, and so they turned real violent and killed women. Alec Manassian, actually, he ran over 10 people in Toronto, 8 of them being women.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, like it's nothing's that deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like
it's like it's really in your head because
no dudes out here batting 1,000% except for Egypt Abba. That dude's beautiful. Anyway, but nobody's out here like I even turned one time. I turned a girl turning me down, but because of my reaction to the turn down, it turned into like an actual conversation. So like what happened was, I said whatever I said to her. She kind of politely was like, no, I'm not really. I was like, okay, well, you have a beautiful day, beautiful. And I went to walk away, and she was like, wait, hold on. And she pulled me back, and we started chopping it up. And I got her number, because there is nothing. One of my biggest pet peeves is when dudes get at a girl, and then 3.5 seconds later, after now she's not attractive anymore. Like, oh, you was ugly, bitch, you ugly anyway. But you just got at her, bro. You literally just got at her. So like, how about you take this L like a man, and move the freak on? Because because she could have been testing you. She could have hit you with the no just to see how you would react. And if you acted positively, she'd be like, oh, okay, I just wanted to see if you were really genuine with this whole process. Yeah. Like, I've seen that happen too. And so it's like, I can't stand, like, just don't be disingenuous about it, dude.
The women that just plain ignore you.
Like that, it's like rude, you mean? Like being rude?
You don't have to. You don't have to have.
Of course, like I'm not talking about the ones that just ain't like.
You mean just
they
ignore?
Probably hear you or something, but like,
honestly, I've gotten to the point now where it's like, especially, I'm 32, so it's like, the women I've run into or I've talked to have been getting got at for so long. Like, it's got to be getting to them where it's like, dude. How many dudes on the planet are going to comment on my figure or comment on my smile? Or like, I know women have gotten to the point they're so tired of people telling them to smile. I'm like, if I was happy right now, bitch, I'd smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I've become much more empathetic because when you're sympathetic to women, it comes off as condescending. But when you're empathetic and understand, like, yo, this woman might have been got at. I might be the 10th dude who said something to her today. Like, and she's not upset at me as a human being. Or me as a person. She's mad at her situation. Like, dude, like I know,
not take it personally.
Yeah, like I'm like, I know, I'm like, I don't want to have to come outside in a t-shirt and sweats just so dude won't pop at me today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to put it on my forehead. Like, I'm not in the mood for you to be getting at me. Like, I want to be able to come outside, look good, and not feel like my whole entire day is gonna be spent turning down dudes. Like I'll be mad if I'm trying to live my existence and shit, and every single person who's talking to me is trying to pop at me. Like, you don't know who's genuine, you don't know who's really there. Like that would suck.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. Just thinking about like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that, because I'm thinking like, well, if that's what you're dealing with and you're so frustrated and stuff, there has to be some type of like outlet, some type of way to maneuver it. Because like
how?
Because like if we're like, for instance, if that's something that frustrates them, for guys, you know, guys get frustrated batting what, 0, what 1 out of 10, 1 out of 100.
Yeah, the conversion rate is very low.
You know, I guess that's
I don't know who batting 1 for 10. That's just trash.
I guess that's the other side. Like,
you suck. You need to give up.
Where a lot of guys,
and that's how incels are born.
right. Where a lot of guys get frustrated from, you know, not batting well. I'll just say that, and you know, you hear the whole thing like, you know, you should be more, you know, I don't know, positive about it and stuff. It's kind of like, well, I mean, I have to maneuver with that and find a way to deal with that as a man. So
yeah, but that
I don't see nothing wrong with them trying to, you know, figure out like how to deal with just hearing compliments all the time.
But the difference between the two is they can't control what comes out of their mouths. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a woman and you literally are out in the world and you just want to go grocery shopping, and every aisle you walk down, some dude says something to you, I don't want to go grocery shopping no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, because not everybody's always in a mood to be approached or to be got at or to be. Sometimes a woman just wants to go to a grocery store and just get some goddamn clothes.
Let me just challenge you a little bit on that part. Okay, a woman may not want to be got at every part, and I know not every single woman is shallow, but let's say like an Idris Elba got at her. You know, she got hit up by some like regular average looking dudes and all that stuff, but then boom, that Idris Elba, Boris Kojo, Michael Ealy, whoever that type of nigga.
Boris Kojo's the worst actor in the history of fucking black people. If I ever saw him, I would not put a camera on him. He's fucking trash. He's the Tyler Perry of actors. Oh my gosh!
I mean, I thought Shamar Moore was, but I guess
Shamar can at least get away with something. Like,
I got
Young and the Restless, he was
menu.
good. Like he no, and on Criminal Minds, he was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shamar Moore.
Boris Kojo is grade A garbage.
But I'm just saying, if an extremely attractive male walk up their way, they might just open up a little bit because that might cheer them up. And that's what I'm saying. It's like
you switch up like a light switch.
Okay, so like
but unless you're him,
So
that
goes back to the hypergamy, right? Mm-hmm. That goes back to hypergamy, like the high percentage of desirable men that women, you know, usually want to achieve. Even the most bottom scraping woman is striving for like a higher, the level up. Men in general don't care about leveling up. As long like you could be a billionaire, and if your fucking bank teller is fine as shit, and you want to fuck, oh, you gonna risk it all. That's the difference between men and women. Women always have a hypergamous nature to level up.
Well, I mean, that's why.
So I can never understand when the women say, "Oh, for men, you want to get with me, get on my level." No, don't say that, because that's a lie. Don't say get on my level, because that's not necessarily true.
Well, it goes back to what Dave Chappelle said when he said a man's test in life is a woman, and a woman's test in life is lifestyle. So like with a woman, once a woman had this is Dave Chappelle's words, not mine. When he said once a woman has sex in an apartment, she's not having sex anywhere else after that, because now she's gotten to this level, so she's not going to go down after the fact.
That's who?
Yeah, that's
unless nigga named some serious pipe with a motherfucking air mattress and a blanket on the side.
You know,
trust me, she will be there.
I've had some backseat excursions. You know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
But it's just always interesting just how we kind of lump each other into the same spaces, and that's oftentimes what leads to our awkward conversations, because and that's why you have to eventually just become comfortable with yourself and know what you bring to the table. Like, I'm a dude who you know, I'm very comfortable in the feminine side of me. But I've also been called a punk and a wimp and a bit, all these other things. But it got to a point where, like, I don't give a fuck. That just means you're not the girl for me. Like, I want to go get pedicures and drink wine on a date. So I'm gonna find me a girl who likes to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all in all, men have to be grounded because you got to know the hands that you dealt with.
Yeah, like
in the aspect of the market. So.
I make up for the fact that my fucking personality is amazing, and I'm stupid intelligent. So I make up for it, and I'm charming as hell. So I'm charming, I'm charismatic, I'm smart, and I guess I'm saying this about my motherfucking self because I know who I am.
No, go ahead.
And all these things, but I'm not physically imposing.
Yeah.
I always like to say moderately attractive because, like, I know that I'm not, you know, a woman are not gonna walk up to me and go, ugh. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm also not Idris Elba. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get, there's gonna be some women who, I've had women across my life who have said, like, damn, you know, I'm really good looking. And I've also had women who just like, you know what I'm saying? But I've never really gotten, you know, a D+ reaction. I've always kind of been like a C+ to B+, so and then I just make up for the rest with the fact that I'm amazing. So but I also recognize that, like, I'm not going to be hollering at a 5'10" chick who wants to wear heels.
Yeah,
because I'll be disrespectful to her and to me. You know what I'm saying?
Unless I've heard tall women, they say they will fuck the shit out of Miguel.
Well, that motherfucker's Miguel.
See,
Prince was 5'3". Rest in peace. And honestly, me and you would be the tallest rappers in the game. Ludacris is 5'3". DMX is 5'4". Like, these niggas are short, but because they're them, they can get away with.
And that's why, as shorter men, especially below the average national height in America, short niggas gotta work harder. It's that simple. You use intelligence and charm and all that shit. Yeah. I have to go to the gym a little bit and do some running and you know.
The only exercise I do is fucking.
There you go. Burn some calories.
As of recent, that's been my exercise. My daily regimen.
I eat Jack in the Box, Mexican food, and I fuck. I practically get a white dude named Todd.
But to put a button on this whole Chris Morgan thing, what would be your advice for Chris Morgan?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't bring outside things that's frustrating you into everything else. Like,
okay,
leave that shit alone and shut the fuck up.
All right.
Don't bring sausage links to a bacon plate.
Sausage links to a bacon plate. Eat your heart out, Atkins diet. No carbs. All protein. How about you, Nessa?
Yeah, you just gotta come to a realization of, you know, your preference isn't always going to be what is going to be attracted to you as well. So just, you know.
I will say this. I don't mind women saying they don't like short guys because that's not their preference. Cool, I get that part. Mm-hmm. But when you're bashing a short dude because he has no control over it, that's where I have a problem with.
There we go.
And it's so funny because, like, I'm a horrible decision fan. But the way Mandy be getting at short niggas, I'm like, yo, chill. Because you're such a poster girl for the BBW community and how much body positive you are about them. But I don't ever think in history of society that short men has ever got that level of empathy when it comes to body positive. You have it for anorexia, you have it for body dysmorphia, you have it for BBWs, you have it for people who are like extremely skinny, all that shit. But short niggas, it's like, so what, nigga? Keep moving.
It's almost on that same line of black men who date other races. Like, you can love whoever you please. I do not care as long as you are not bashing black women in the process.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've been attracted to every woman on the planet. Now, am I going to marry a black one? Absolutely, because they age better than anything on the planet. But then plus they're just awesome, and I just connect to them like that. There's nothing wrong with it. But have I popped at a Mexican girl? Yep. Have I popped at? Not so much white girls, but I'm not really around them.
I know you popped at some Filipino girls. Yeah, but you went to Morris.
Man, I went to Morris. Like, I had a whole year where I was like, I want an Asian girl. Like, it was just deal. But at the same time, like, I just can't stand when dudes will date another race, and then and the reason why they're doing it is because of issues they have with black women.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Just say you like Becky. Just say you like, Guadalupe. Like, do whatever you want to do. I'm perfectly fine with that. You can love whoever you want, but do not come for your mom.
Right.
Do not come for your sisters. Do not come for the black women in our
aunties.
Because black women and this, black women and that. That karma come back, bruh. That karma comes back, and you're gonna end up in a relationship, and then that person's family is not gonna accept you because you a dude. Because you a black dude. Like, there's gonna be some issues that you come across, and I know some of my most pro-black male friends. Some of them are dating currently right now, or married to women of other races, and in the same breath, they are, oh my gosh, they talk about black women like they're the greatest thing on the planet while being married to a white woman or being married to a Latina, because they haven't lost the fact that they came from a black woman. Like, you're not you without a black woman. So love whoever the hell you want, but don't be coming from a black woman at the same time. That's not cool.
And then I don't know who I seen online holding up black women, like hyping them up, putting them up positively. It was a black dude. I forget who he was, but he was dating somebody outside his race. And, under the comments, of course, it's black women like, well, why you doing all this stuff? But you
Jesse
date
Williams?
somebody outside
Jesse
our race.
Williams got himself a sister.
Oh wait, no, it's just his mom. It's his mom that's white.
Right, because I was thinking about before saying, wait. I was like, Jesse Williams.
Nah, Jesse Williams got sister.
Yeah, no, I can't remember who it was, but
Michael Ealy, because
the one thing that just stuck out to me was while he was doing that, it seemed genuine, everything. It's just what the comments were underneath with the black women, that if you date somebody outside the race, automatically you just cut off. You just no support, nothing.
And the funny part is that some of our most pro-black in our history,
Frederick Douglass,
are light skinned, Huey P. Newton, Angela Davis, like there's been plenty of us who have been extremely pro-black, but haven't been of the darker hue, and it's not fair. Like, I'm pro.
Light skinned?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But he got played by Chadwick Boseman, but
yeah, even though he looked more like Smokey Robinson, but because I'm pro-black all day. Like, I'm black. I'm black for, like, my one of my mentors asked me the other day. He's like, "How many shirts do you have that have something black related?" And I was like, "I can be black as hell for a whole week." Like, that was my goal. Like, I wanted to have Black Lives Matter. I teach black excellence. Like, I matter. Like, I had all these black shirts, and I don't want you to. You're not gonna question my level of Afrocentricity based off of my skin tone. Like, that's not cool at all. But it's just this whole notion of because, and it goes back to the psychosis of slavery, because when it really got to a point where you wanted lighter children because they had a better chance at a better life, and that was the reality of the situation at that time. It's like, if I have a lighter kid, then that kid is going to be in the house. But guess what? The way that those lighter kids started coming about was through the rape of our women. And so it's like there's this really complex and complicated psychosis of it all between. That's why I hate light skin versus dark skin. I hate that shit.
Me too.
The colorism within black community is ridiculous. Like, and I was a victim of it when I was living in Southeast San Diego. When we were younger, it was mostly a bunch of mixed light skin chicks, except for my sister and a couple of the homegirls. Like, it was just a whole bunch of black and Guamanian, black and Vietnamese, black and Asian, because our black men in the Navy were going overseas and bringing those women back, and those were the women that were around me. It wasn't until I got to Hampton University. By the way, I'm rocking a Hampton University shirt right now. Y'all can't see me, but it's beautiful. I get to Hampton University, and it's the first time I'm seeing, like, just beautiful brown women just everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my gosh, black women just coming in all these shapes, sizes, and hues. I'm like, oh, they're so beautiful. And that was like the first time I really got a chance to truly, truly sit in just the magnificence of what black women are. And you can't tell me that they ain't the most beautiful creatures on the planet no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't step to me with shit when it comes to black women. Like, now, am I attracted to all? Do I think that women of all different races can be beautiful? Absolutely. But I'm always gonna come back to my sisters, because that's just the way it is. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
That's what's up. All right, we got done talking about short niggas. Now let's talk about tall niggas.
Basketball?
Yes. Talking about basketball.
This is the greatest summer in the history. Dude, the NBA is the only sport that is year-round in regards to our interest in it.
Yeah.
The off season's better than the damn regular season. I love the fact that we basically have an NBA Jam League now where everybody got a duo.
Like I said, Kawhi brought a
Back
New
to-
Balance
he brought
to the
balance back.
NBA.
You're stupid. That deserves a sound effect. But yeah,
Shout out to NBA for making regular season great again.
All right, with your MAGA hat.
All right, so let's get into the shits. Who do you think got the best duo in the NBA?
Kawhi and Paul George.
Kawhi and Paul George?
Yep, Clippers. It's the best.
Clipper gang.
That's the closest. That's the closest defensively, wing wise. That's the closest to Michael and Scotty.
Yo,
that we've ever seen.
Laker. I
I will agree.
never seen Laker fans act like niggas who just got rejected by a bad chick. Them niggas was like, yo, I got this in the bag. Kawhi's coming to the Lakers. He's wearing purple and gold. Yada yada yada. Kawhi's a Clipper. Well, fuck that nigga anyway, nigga.
And fuck that team.
Yeah, nah,
No, man.
Clippers
honestly,
ain't
all right
important still.
anyway.
anybody who thought that Kawhi
Clippers
was
are still the
going to
little
Lakers,
bro of LA, nigga. Fuck them.
don't pay attention to the league. Kawhi is not about to be. For one, he's not going to be second fiddle to nobody, and then two, he's about destroying super teams. Both of his titles.
He's a dynasty slayer.
Yeah, both of his titles slayed a dynasty.
Like
It was
I
Miami
said
the first time.
earlier, when I said on one of the earlier episodes, I was like Kawhi, because we were talking about matchup between the Warriors. I'm like, he's been, the one to.
I said the man was handling the Warriors. He was blowing them out by 20 points with old ass Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan. Before he got injured.
I don't even think they was all on the court when he was doing that.
I'll tell you one thing.
When he hurt his ankle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they were all on the court with him when he was doing that.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. If he slaps you, you gonna die.
The claw.
That dude got the biggest hands. Him and Giannis, like if they do a high five, it might start a fire.
I think him and Shaq
like
have the same size hands.
You said what?
I think him and Shaq got the same size hands. Or he's like fairly close to Shaq's hands.
Shaq wears size 22 shoe.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
He can kick my ass 4 times.
Every time I think about that type of,
you can keep your shoes on and put your feet in his shoes.
Yo, like 3 times. Like I can put my foot in his shoe.
He can hide in the shoe. Nigga, hey Shaq, I'm running from the cops. I'm gonna get in my shoe. All right.
Nah, but I'll say this though. I do not like KD is going to immediately regret trading Steph for Kyrie. Like
ISO Kyrie?
I'm not a fan
He
of
ain't seen
Kyrie
the ball.
in the leagues. And everybody's like, oh, he played with LeBron. LeBron was a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
KD's another scorer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's games are not similar. Kyrie's not a pure point. He's a 2 guard in a 6'2" in a 6'2" body. He's the reason why I worked with LeBron is LeBron was okay with feeding him because his natural instinct is to pass anyway. LeBron's a scorer by necessity, not because he wants to be. Like when he averaged 30 for the Cavs, he hated it. Like he did not. He said a long time ago that his dream line was 20-10-10, which I actually think he's capable of doing this year.
Of course.
Now the
That's easy.
rebounding part is going to be the difficult part because you actually have to put forth the energy to do it, and he basically plays on 80% during the regular season. So I don't really see him getting the boards. But if he doesn't average double-digit assists, I'd be shocked this year. I'd be absolutely shocked. But the West is stupid right now. Utah is gonna be really good. And then I'll tell you this now, bruh.
But Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell, right?
That Harden Westbrook duo is the most hilarious combination.
There's only one ball, bro. There's only one ball.
Bro, you have the two, like, what? Why would you make
dominant ball handling?
Why would you do that?
Implode.
Because the funny part is that the best way for them to play is the one way that they're not going to be able to, and that's with Russ at the 1 and move Harden off the ball. But D'Antoni's not a good enough coach to be able to tell them dudes to say anything. Like, they're going to be calling play. They're going to be like, he going to be calling plays, and they're going to be like, nah, we're going to do this. And in the East, like, if Philly don't come out the East, they need to just, like,
well, Boston, they got Kemba and.
But they lost there, but losing out or Horford is worse than them losing Kyrie.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's true.
That's by far. Like, for real. But I just love the fact that Kawhi said, nah, dude, we're going to have us a competitive-ass league. You got 8 or 9 teams who legitimately feel like they could win it all next year. When was the last time that happened?
It's been a while.
Early 2000s?
Early 2000s, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and since 2008, we've had super teams except for the Spurs. That's the only title team since 2008 that wasn't considered like a loaded team.
And that's why I could respect their dynasty. I can respect their dynasty because they kept it old school. They didn't decide to find any big free agencies.
I just can't wait for Patrick Beverly and Rondo to fight because you know that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Lakers Clippers is gonna be stupid.
They're gonna be dog fights.
Oh,
and you know the
fun,
tickets
man.
are gonna be dumb high now.
Yeah. What's crazy though is like the Lakers' strengths are their front court, and then the Clippers' strengths are their back court. So it's gonna be a really interesting. It's gonna be fun watching them play each other because the decisions on who guards who. Because AD is gonna go nuts because they have nobody that can deal with him. But you can throw both Kawhi or Paul George on LeBron, and then whoever Patrick Beverly's guarding is not gonna do anything. Because like that's the best 1, 2, 3 like defensively since the Bulls with Harper, Pippen, Jordan. Like defensively, like you haven't seen 3 dudes. I would press with them dudes. Like we could throw this back to like 12 and under at a local gym where you just pressed until you were up by 20 and then they told you couldn't press no more. like Kawhi and Paul George on the wings as defenders, dude.
And how powerful you have to be to tell him to leave your max contract in OKC.
No, he still got the same contract.
No, he still had the same contract, but to basically
he just got traded.
Just come with me.
No, that's the most gangster shit. I'm literally under contract, and because Kawhi Leonard said, "Yo, bro, I want you to come over here." I'm gonna demand this trade. But Paul George, I ain't mad at the boy though, because Paul George is not good enough to be your best player on a championship team. But if he's your second best,
I mean,
you can win a chip with that dude as your second best player.
You gotta think about it. The way he exited off that season by Dame Lillard just waving him goodbye. And that go-ahead 3 he didn't call game. He called series.
And you want to know what's funny, though? That shot led to a ripple effect of everything else. Because if OKC beats them, Paul George doesn't leave.
Yeah.
Him hitting that shot made Russ and Paul George second guess being on the Thunder. That one shot.
Damn, Dame Dollar.
Yeah, Dame Dollar did that whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just and the thing is that Chris Paul still when I heard that deal, I know Chris Paul is the most pissed off dude on the planet. Because in the same summer, you get traded to OKC for a rebuilding year, even though he's going to eventually get dealt somewhere else. But the Clippers now are the favorite to win it all, and you're in OKC after you forced a trade to Houston. Oh, Chris Paul was like, you got to be freaking kidding me, bro. You need some State Farm insurance.
Mm-hmm. Cliff. Where's Cliff when you need him?
Yeah. Nah, this is about to be. I think I've said this maybe the last like
Chris
7 or 8 years.
Paul is like the Chris Morton of the NBA.
He can't figure it out, bro. Like
the problem's on him. Shit. I mean, what else? You got CJ McCulloch and of course Dame Dollar.
Yep.
Of course,
and people sleeping on Golden State like they gonna be scrubs this year.
No, they're not.
I'll tell you this now: if they're a 6, 7, or 8 seed, I would not want to play them in the first round. You mean to tell me I got to play Steph, Clay, and Draymond in the first round series with their championship medal? If they get one of them like young
Game
teams,
6 Clay is crazy.
Like if I'm like Utah or Denver or somebody like that, like a younger team, I wouldn't want to play them. They'd beat me. They would straight beat them, like straight up.
I honestly feel like because Iggy not on the team no more, right?
Iggy's on Memphis.
Oh,
I feel like that.
He might go to the Lakers.
I feel like that nicked them a little bit though, defensively. The Warriors losing him.
Yeah, because I mean he was on the Breakfast Club telling the truth.
Bruh, he went out like a G.
He
went on that book tour, gave no fucks.
He was telling the truth. So
I ain't get to watch it yet.
he was telling. He was telling the alternative facts that are not alternative. So that's all I got to say about that.
Finals MVP. Hey.
All right, so who y'all top 4 teams in each conference?
Pelicans. No.
I was about to take your basketball card away. Zion, fat as hell.
I said that purposely just to get the reaction.
Zion completely out of shape. He is a shape.
Round.
He's just not.
Hey, that Louisiana
He's
food,
the poop
man,
emoji with muscles.
He got to stay away from that crawfish or whatever the fuck he eating out there in the bayou. That shit.
Man, there
I
ain't
was-
nothing,
yeah, I was watching
there ain't
some of
nothing
the-
like New Orleans.
I was
food,
watching
bro.
That's what I
play in
say.
the
I heard
summer
the food
game.
is really good. I was like,
Ain't nothing like New Orleans. They need to get. He needs to have like a nutritionist that's assigned just to him.
period.
Like for real, or he gonna be 4'10" by the end of this. He gonna be fat. He gonna look like Oliver Miller. You're really a basketball fan if you know that freaking reference. He gonna be Oliver Miller. Oliver Miller had one good season and then just got fat though.
You're gonna look like Daniel Fortson.
Hey, not Danny Fortson, not the University of Cincinnati. Not Danny Fortson. He gonna look like Corliss Williamson.
That's stupid.
Glenn Davis.
Out here looking like
Big
Clarence.
three.
Big baby.
Big,
In here
big,
looking
big
like-
three Glenn Davis. Not Boston Glenn
yeah.
Davis.
In here
Big
looking
three.
like Clarence Weatherspoon.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I got a Holodex. I got a Rolodex of niggas.
Oh, man.
Yeah, nah, but I would say that in the West, and the funny part is that the regular season standings and who I think are the top 4 teams in the West aren't the same because there's going to be low management for various teams. Like I don't think LA and the Clippers are going to be having like these great regular seasons, but I think the Clippers are 1, Lakers 2, Utah 3, Denver 4, and then Golden State. That'll be my 5 in the West.
You're 5 in the West. Yeah, probably three teams out of the Pacific Division are going to be the top teams. You know, take your pick. I mean, well, between 1 and 2 is between the Clippers and the Lakers right now. Golden State might be at number 4. And it's going to be, damn. And then Northwest, you still got the Nuggets, the Trailblazers, and the Jazz. That's going to be tough, too.
Yeah.
Because Joke,
I feel bad for Sacramento because they were actually on the rise, but now their freaking division is loaded.
Yeah. They're going to be scrappy. They're going to be a problem for certain teams.
That's why I'm telling you, the NBA needs to go to the top 16 teams, dude. Like,
Yeah.
scrap this East-West nonsense. The reason why they had an Eastern and Western Conference in the first place when the league first started was for travel reasons.
Yeah.
These dudes are flying private jets. And I will always say this. If the Memphis Grizzlies can be in the Western Conference,
Being east of the Mississippi.
when you're in Tennessee, then who cares? If Memphis and the LA Clippers can have a series, then New York and the LA Clippers can have a series. Just make the playoffs 2-3-2 win every round and call it a damn day. Because, like, I'm tired of seeing 37 win teams come out to be in the East, and you got a 50 win team that don't make the playoffs in the West. That make no damn sense. And plus, it would also allow for, like, could you imagine back when the Sacramento Kings were trying to beat the Lakers?
That should have been the
That was the finals. We kept looking at the Western Conference Finals as the finals. Like, why not make it the finals and call it a damn day? Like, I feel like the NBA is missing out on a grand opportunity to come. You already did it with the All-Star game with the whole picking teams and stuff.
Yeah.
You've already gotten rid of the East and West with that. To me, the next 2 steps are top 16 teams, and then the All-NBA teams are positionless. Stop picking centers. There are no centers. There's maybe 3, if that. Like, this isn't the days of the 3 All-NBA centers or Shaq, David Robinson, and Hakeem. Like, we're past that. You need to pick the 5 best players because this NBA is point guards and wings and Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a guard until he sprouted up because he was 6'2", and then
what about Embiid and
He's still
Simmons?
working on
How
his
do you feel
handles.
about that tandem?
I was about to mention Embiid because you know.
I know Embiid's nasty. Like,
He's nice.
but he has health issues like crazy.
Yeah.
My issue is Ben Simmons is literally a jumper away from being the best player in the league. He does everything else on the basketball court well. He's 6'10" with crazy vision, crazy handle. He's an elite defender.
Yeah, he can defend
He
his
just
ass
can't
off.
shoot past 8 feet. If that dude develops even a LeBron level jumper, he's LeBron. He's averaging 8. He's an all-star, and he doesn't shoot past. Not can't shoot, doesn't shoot. That's a whole nother level of I don't give a fuck. Like, not am I not shooting. I'm just gonna just screw it. And he's shooting with the wrong hand. Like, he should be shooting with his other hand. Like, it's garbage. But I love that. I'm telling you, they're Penny and Shaq. If he gets a jumper, that's the one thing the rest of the league
He's
is
got to leave the
praying
damn
that.
Kardashians alone, man. Start working on that jumper.
Shoot, Kyle Kuzma was out with one of them. So y'all Laker fans better watch out. I'm sorry, that Kardashian curse is real.
Oh yeah,
It is
definitely.
real.
That shit is real. Them vaginas are poisonous. I know vaginas are naturally acidic, but they are taking theirs way too far.
That's
Oh my gosh.
Drink your alkaline water, ladies.
Better drink that pineapple juice.
Dr. Sabi diet. All right.
I had some pineapples today.
Pounded.
What you doing? What you doing later? I'm all up.
Sleeping.
Yeah, that's hilarious. What about
That ain't
the?
gotta stop nothing.
What about the East?
Shit. So Philly's number 1. Then Milwaukee. What? Shoot. Toronto might still be number 3. Oh no. And you wanna know what team I like in the East? I like Indiana.
Indiana.
Indiana makes some sneaky good moves, and Oladipo comes back. Oladipo and
Healthy
Brogdon are going.
Oladipo.
Yeah, Oladipo and Brogdon are going to be one of the more underrated backcourts in the league. Because what jacked up the East is Durant being hurt.
Yeah.
Because now it's just Kyrie and
ISO.
some homeless people.
ISO ball Kyrie.
oh, you know, like then with
I mean, Dinwiddie's cool. Karis LeVert's cool. You know, like they got some good players, but without KD, it's basically just Boston light. And I don't trust Kyrie with anything. Kyrie is Stephon Marbury.
Kyrie.
The only difference is that he actually stayed with his version of KG instead of.
I think Kyrie has accepted that he's really the number 2 guy.
Yeah.
I think that Boston, his run with
He got
Boston,
humbled. Yeah, I hope he got humbled because your boy was not like. We all thought Boston was coming out the East going into next year.
I thought so.
Because you went to the conference final, Bron leaves, and you add Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. How do you get worse?
You know,
that don't make no black ass sense.
I had a feeling. I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work as far as like chemistry and how
now
certain
Terry
players were
Rozier
operating
left,
before they came
Al
over there.
Horford's gone.
That's what I was thinking.
The Charlotte Hornets always can guarantee us to have one of the worst contract signings of every summer.
Shout out to Terry Rozier.
Yeah,
Get
he
your
got
money,
that. He got
Scary
that
Terry.
bag, bro. He got that bag.
Welcome to Team Jordan.
All right, man. Yeah, it's getting late. I did wanted to talk a little bit about a podcast beef, but I don't know if you guys care about Crystal and Joe Budden beefing over ASAP Rocky. No one gives a fuck about it.
Even though that whole ASAP shit is funny as hell. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have been talking about
That shit
Ferguson,
crazy.
bitch.
Oof.
Caught himself in
Bang,
that
bang.
predicament.
Is that his karma?
Yeah,
Could be.
Yeah, karma is a bitch.
Yeah.
You
Not a
know.
bitch, by the booch, by the bitch.
But I'll still be empathetic and just still wish him to get out of there. And hopefully
Yeah, I
that
hope
he
so
be-
too. So we can
and
roast
hope-
him over here. It's much more comfortable if we can talk.
Boy, if you don't get Joe.
Yeah,
All right, man.
yeah, that's
shit,
that wild. That's
man.
that wilding out.
So we'll go ahead and finish it off with the shout outs and parting words. Easy. Go ahead and start it off.
Shout outs to the couple again for getting married.
Shout outs to
You know, making y'all union recently.
Congratulations.
Yeah, those some good people.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
people.
Shout out to my lady, Dashe. She's heading to Washington next month. I think I might try to make that trip with her. I ain't never been to Washington,
That's gonna
so
be a dope show.
Wait,
yeah.
That's your lady?
Huh?
That's your lady?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, you my brother automatically. That's my sister, dude. Dashay is one of the coolest people in history. Shout out to Da freaking Shay. Man, because I was on YAB with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, way back in the day. Like, that's actually how I met her. Dashay is one of the coolest people in the history of Southeast San Diego, bro. Like, if you got beef with Dashay, like, you just shut the hell up.
It's like, what's wrong
the
with
whole
you?
hood will whip your ass. Like, if you say
It
one
seemed-
bad
it
word
seemed
about
like it.
Dashay.
It seemed like it.
Yeah,
Everybody
no,
out keep meeting
man.
and
No,
shit.
yo, we ride or die with Dashay,
So
bro.
that's
Like,
to put
that's-
pressure on you, like nigga, don't break a heart, nigga. I'll fuck you up.
Nah, I'd be like, what's up? We can fade right now. Just for you saying that.
I
I'm like, because I feel disrespected because I know I'm a good dude. So,
Yeah. I mean,
so I'm gonna be like, hey,
yo,
look,
and she ain't gonna pick nobody whack. So.
Like, yeah,
I would
because
step
I'll
on
be
your
like,
big toe,
you
though.
know, I understand what you're saying, but I feel disrespected. So you want to do that fade right now? Get that out the way. Like, we can do that. That's how I be feeling. Like,
I just step on your big toe. All 137 on that one toe, baby.
Busting rhymes.
If that don't work, if that don't work, I'm gonna take this L.
I'm gonna shoot that big ass toe off. Okay, Harlem Nights and shit.
His shoulders are
Ninja
bigger than
Turtles.
mine.
Keto
shoulders are
Rouse
bigger than
toe. Like, ooh.
Oh yeah, that's some dirty moves, nigga. I see niggas in MMA doing that shit.
Yeah, he wider than me. If he bear hug me, I'm dead.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to die.
I don't want to die.
I say I love you, but I ain't dying for you.
What's up with you, Dessa?
Wait, did you still have?
No, good. Yeah, good. I'm good.
Shout out to you for coming because I wasn't here the first episode that you were on.
Oh.
I think I was probably on tour.
I was
she was on
much
tour.
calmer that time.
Yeah, he was on his he was selling his book bag. You know what I mean? He was like, yo,
I was enunciating on that one. I was enunciating on this one. I was mumbling and cussing.
Shout out to myself for hooking up the whole Bill Walton Sony thing for my children's. And shout out to the water that I won't be drinking because I just found out 6 fucking girls that I personally know are fucking pregnant, and I don't want none of that.
What that got to do with water?
What?
Oh, she don't want her hot girl summer
Like,
to
I
end.
literally just found out like 5 girls, 3 girls within a week that I know that are pregnant.
Hot girl summer canceled.
Hold on.
Right.
Wait, hold on. Time out though. I gotta do some research. What their names?
Shit.
I'm gonna try to make sure.
I have to. 2 of them I have to keep
none of my
a
kids
secret.
landed.
2. Oh my god.
This is why you only nut on the eyelids.
2 of them I have to keep a secret, and they're really close to me, so I gotta keep a secret.
Yeah, I don't want other names because then I gotta be a parent. And that's not cool. I still want to make free decisions.
Shout out to Marco.
Hey.
Huh? What?
Shout out to Marco for all this shit that's about to pop off. The first one being this weekend.
Swag.
I'm
You can catch
excited.
Friday, right?
I'm excited for you. I know I can't
I'm going to
be
the
there.
Batman experience.
I know I can't be there to personally support
like
you,
the
but
official one with the high ass price tickets.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. They're doing at Comic-Con. They're having this little, you know how they have the little things.
You're
out
doing the
there.
fan band version.
Oh yeah, definitely. I gotta save some money.
You're not doing the Burlington Co Factory version.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go to
That's where I got my shoes and my
where they
jeans.
have it at Balboa Park. I guess I'll be standing outside the gate looking over like, oh, it's nice. Oh, I see Marco in there.
Nigga, you gonna sneak
Hold it
in?
down.
You gonna sneak in?
We'll see.
Let me in. Oh, okay. Yo,
Maybe
well, thank you.
Wear a shirt with Dashe's picture and they'll recognize me. Like,
But damn,
You would get in every
Dashe's
wait a minute.
boyfriend.
Yeah,
You'll get in
Dashe's
everything
boyfriend.
You
Right
better,
this way.
Wait a
you better
minute.
use that name. She's traveled the world.
hit it with the wait a minute.
Like, hey.
Hey, homie, you could get it in. Cause you're Dash's boyfriend. And you can get in.
that is word.
Hey, Dasha.
Anyway,
But
ain't
yo,
that
damn,
Dasha's
so
boyfriend?
all of their hot girl summer shit is canceled.
Yeah.
Damn.
What water are you talking about? You drinking? I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
And that's how City
I didn't
Boys-
mean it literally.
Yeah.
You're not
Jeez.
hanging around them. You don't want that energy on you.
You don't want that energy. She don't want that. She don't want that universe.
But I can't
Can't be out here getting pregnant by association.
Remember
That's true.
man.
remember you talked about laws of attraction in the
LOA.
universe. LOA. You gotta say
Hey.
what you want more of. You want your hot girl summer. I want my hot girl summer. I want my hot girl summer. You gotta keep manifesting that shit.
I can honestly say right now I am.
Don't say what you
literally-
don't want.
I'm literally the
Right.
I'm the last person standing out of all my circles that don't have kids.
So you the last samurai.
Yes.
Samurai.
You did just say you don't want to drink that water or something like that.
So you gonna
of that
drink
nature.
it? So the universe is
Ooh.
like for real?
Uh-oh.
Hey, I'm always down to make a mistake. So
Throw my microphone across the room.
trying to find my future ex-wife around here.
Oh shit! He said future ex-wife. So he already had a plan. Like, look, this is how we gonna break up.
I'm definitely.
We're gonna be amicable. We're not gonna be acrimonious.
I'm definitely
It's
adding to the
okay.
divorce rate. Definitely adding to the divorce.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make it. I'm trying to make it to a 53%. All right. I'm just doing my part in America.
I don't feel like anybody should be together for more than 1,000 days.
And there you have it, folks. Polymouth.
About 1,000
Maybe he
days.
should.
It's 1,000 days.
So maybe he should go to Utah first because that's where polygamy is accepted.
Yo, I'm
in the-
on for
in the
that
Mormon.
polymouth, bro.
Go to the Pacific Northwest. You can experience
Give me
that.
some of that Pacific Northwest.
There you go. Thighs, and you don't need a wing, man.
Yeah, no.
It's all for you.
Thighs in the sky.
No Janet Jackson. All for you.
So he's basically saying,
would you mind?
So you basically saying they should do marriage contracts if you want to resign.
Yo, think it like
for real, like 3-year deals and shit, like with a player option at the end of that shit.
Incentives and shit. You're like, yo,
trade
girl,
options, nigga.
So like,
you
babe,
want to switch marriage?
No, like, yo, babe. So if I do get this incentive, can I have a an extra player in the game? You know what I mean?
I would get a 4-year deal. Fourth year is a player option. I get to shop. You know what I'm saying? I can get out my contract. Potentially go to some other teams and shit.
Opt out.
Or can you imagine?
I can opt out. You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine being a journeyman? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I'm just here to play my role. I'm here for every.
That's a permanent side nigga. Is the journeyman. Jim Jackson was traded 8 times in the league. That dude was an ultimate journeyman. I am not trying to be Patrick Beverly. You got to go overseas to get your game together. You got to go to the MBDL.
Man. Oh shit, fucking G League, nigga.
Then
you go to the Drew League and shit, and then you go to the Summer League. Like, nigga, you will fuck. Nigga,
shit, y'all, damn, that's real. Like, I'm thinking just from team to team.
I'm a first round dick. You know what I'm saying? Not a first round pick. I'm a first round dick. with the first pick in the first round of the 2009 Dick Draft.
Coming straight out of Hampton University.
Brittany McPherson chooses Ronald Clark's dick. Wow,
this is a good dick for her. It really fits her just well. It fits right in the system. His stroke game.
This dick has an outside shot of,
and he got a good baseline stroke.
And his ball handling is superior. His offensive awareness is not good.
What the fuck, man? Field goal percentage is a 68%.
What the fuck, man?
That would be the greatest skit in the history of man.
Exactly.
If they
you gotta write that down.
Yo, if they had a dick draft.
Yo,
the girls just drafted dicks.
Fam, write that shit. I mean, you're gonna be down in
I will call in
Chicago.
I will call in for that shit. I will have a whole ass skit called the Dick Draft. And girls be like trading dicks and shit. I'll trade you his balls for his shaft. I'm like, wait, what?
And his head. And the way he manscapes is immaculate.
We're not pieces of meat.
It's not like most of us ain't already doing that anyway.
I know community. Yeah, not because there's this new phrase that's going around that I love called community dick.
That's not new.
It's new to us because like girls apparently have been saying it to each other, but now it's being public. Like dudes out here with community dick, so like everybody knows about that dick. Mm-hmm. I don't have like let me shut up.
You might as well let it out.
I'm just saying like I'm just like mine's ain't like a grand like list of like smashes. My issue is head. Like that was my. That I would have. Mine's more like I got commit. But I even told the girl. I was
so
like,
basically,
because she tried to say community dick, and I was like, well, I know some community mouths. So
I mean, you can say that your dick is just a prop for girls practicing. Like my dick's a prop. It's practice for girls to use their mouths on. You know what I'm saying? If they just want to practice their craft,
what about
perfect their craft? You know what I mean?
My homeboy says sometimes you just gotta take it out, let him make a decision. And they usually make the right one.
Hey, babe, I do that to you.
First time I ever did it was amazing. Like I was literally we were sitting in the car and she was sitting right here and I had my arm around the chair or whatever. And with my other hand, I just took it out. And she was like, well, if you're going to take it out. And then I was like, oh shit, this actually worked.
Yeah, I got it from my cousin. His phrase was,
my guy, good thing he didn't get me too.
Yo,
being an educator and all that.
It was a while ago.
They still would have used it against you
before it was a thing.
Yeah, but I tried it before and it worked because I got it from my cousin. He was like, "Yeah, I whipped the dummy out." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Whip the dummy out." I was like, all right, I call it pop quiz, but
y'all is dudes and their names for shit. Like we gotta stop.
Look, because this is where I got it from. I had a situation where a girl was like, trying to like tease or whatever. I'm like, stop testing me. Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to test me? I'm going to give you a pop quiz.
I like that. Like you gonna pass?
Get your scantrons ready.
Something you wasn't prepared for. Scantron. If you don't know the answer to the
taking a
question,
Sat 9. Like,
always select C.
Nigga, you know nothing about that.
you're so prepared.
Right.
Oh man, it's all timing, man. We got to get going. Well, for my shot, because he's going to be the guest of honor. He's the last one to kick it
sure.
off. Rest in peace to Pernell Whitaker, aka Sweet Pea.
Yeah,
He died
definitely.
in a car crash in Virginia Beach at age 55. That is very young. That is the age of my mother. If I'm divulging too much information, then fuck you. The 1984 Olympic gold medalist and the 4-time world champion, was known for his defensive fighting style. If you're a boxing purist, you would love to watch him. If you're a younger boxer, go on YouTube him. He was Floyd Mayweather before Floyd Mayweather. He actually beaten Roger Mayweather as one of his notable victories in his illustrious career. A lot of people said that he'd beaten Oscar De La Hoya, even though the judges gave it to Oscar. But yeah, man, Pernell Whitaker, great boxer. I feel for his family, for his untimely passing, and I just want to send my condolences out. And for my other shout out, I just want to give a shout out to Neil Harford for allowing me to be on his Heroes of the Mic panel. Hopefully my voice doesn't sound this hoarse when I'm on the panel for Comic-Con. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm an approachable guy. You could talk to me if you have any more questions about podcasting, or I love to talk about pop culture. If you want to invite me or anyone else of the Jig Is Up podcast to be a part of any panel or any other podcast to collaborate, we're not hard to find. We'll be at the Barber Fest. And also I want one more shout out. I want to give a shout out to my girl Olivia for showing me a different side of the world, Australia, out there in the South Pacific. It was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. I never thought in my wildest years that I would be inside the opera house watching the opera show, but there I was watching people sing in Italian. But anyway, man, I just want to send it off to the guest of honor, Mr. Ronald Preston Clark.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh, okay.
You reminded me. Just want to say rest in peace to Miss Sadie Roberts Joseph.
Oh, her unfortunate passing.
Yeah. 75-year-old. She founded the African American History Museum in Louisiana. And I don't say, well, they found her in the trunk. She died of complications of like suffocation, and I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's traumatic
asphyxiation.
Yeah, something like that.
Asphyxiation.
But yeah, rest in peace, Miss Sadie.
Yes.
Yeah. Prayers
I had to say that.
Prayers to New Orleans, what they're going through right now, as well with the floods. It's terrible.
Yeah, if we're going on deaths as well, I just found out about the death of Bernadette Grantling.
Yes.
Who
went
to Morris High School, ran for the MLK Blasters. Her and her family had a significant impact on Southeast San Diego. So I definitely want to acknowledge her, as well as Leonard Butler, who also recently passed. Grew up on the same street as him. His family is one of the more beloved families in Southeast, so we just want to hold them up. It's been a lot of death lately. Like it's just been kind of crazy. Even the young brother who, the one who was on Jesse on Disney.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just died, and that was extra random. And then of course Sweet Pea. So yeah, but on a lighter note, always fun coming on this show. I acted way worse than my first time.
Worst behavior.
So hopefully y'all forgive me.
Worse.
If anybody is listening who happened to be potentially employing me, I apologize ahead of time.
I'm gonna title it worst behavior too.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. It's always fun coming in here. Shout outs to just Southeast San Diego, and the group. I mean, my people that I've grown up with. I've been home now for 8 years. After coming home from school and then New Jersey, and I've got nothing but love for the most part. Shout out to Hampton University, my alma mater. Shout out to everybody who ever came through Lyrical Exchange, which I hosted for 4 years. That open mic is what led to the confidence I have in being able to come on shows like this and know that I can hold my own. and be able to trust my own personality, because that was not always the case. It took me a long time to get comfortable in my own skin at that level, to where I can hop on here and be okay with saying things like polymouth. Shout out. Oh, and if you would like a copy of my book, Vinny a Love Letter, it is at rprestonclark.com. Again, that's rprestonclark.com. And we've sold about 550 copies. It's been a beautiful experience. So if you want to support, feel free to do that. Keep listening to The Jig Is Up.
Thank you.
The fact that you guys are on 100 and what?
66 now.
Yeah, shit, 166. So we got to hurry up and get to that 67 so we can get away from those numbers. But we had a devilish good time.
Devilish good time.
On the real though, like, this was fun. I'm glad that this is my last San Diego podcast for a while. Definitely will have this on. I'm driving home. I'm driving to Chicago. So
wow.
We're going from here to Arizona to Texas to Alabama and then up. And so this will go on my playlist of things I need to listen to while I'm going. What's funny is I actually pulled up the old one. That's just like 2 hours and some change. I was like, shit. I was like, damn,
knocking on 3.
Yeah, this is gonna be stupid long too. But like, I can listen to my own voice for that long. I'm gonna do an audible of my book just so I can listen to it while I'm driving. But thank y'all for having me. Much appreciated. Just shout out to those who support me and who rock with me and continue, and we're gonna continue to do this. Shout out to my students, as much as I was acting a plum fool on this, so hopefully they never hear it until after they graduate. But just know that literacy is everything. Make sure you're reading with our kids. Make sure you're reading culturally relevant curriculum with our kids. Make sure that their books actually look like themselves. And that they're learning their history, because do not leave our history in the hands of our education system, because it will not provide it at the level that it's supposed to. So, with that being said, hey, love, live life, baby.
I like that.
It is day.
All right, man. So, well, if you enjoy listening to this podcast as much as we love making it, because we do what we love and love what we do, and if you're not being your motherfucking self, I gotta say, the jig is up, and we out. And Ryan Hollins is trash.